In that case, I think we may be ready to roll. Any objections?
Nope.
All right.
Nope. I'm all set.
So just one point of order before we dive in. In your little journal section there, there will be a small folder that says Hero Point Card Pool. Everybody should be able to see it. I do have the Hero Point deck, so I drew 3 random cards that are listed there. If at any time you want to use a Hero Point for one of those effects instead, you can. Anybody has access to those, and then it'll be replaced with a new card to keep that pool at 3.
Yeah, good.
Nice. That's
Any
interesting. That's
other
cool.
optional rules that we should know about, or is it just the hero?
Just the Hero Point decks. I do have the critical hit and fumble decks active. However, if we decide that we don't want to use those, we can simply just ignore them. But I should have them, it'll pop up a little thing if there is a 1 or a 20, and if the situation calls for it. So we can kind of, use them if you guys are into it, but we don't have to. It's just a function that is currently enabled.
That's an interesting idea for this system, actually, is to only have critical fumbles and effects on 1 or 20, not on like a dirty crit. Where
Yes,
you
yeah.
hit them on a +10. Because
Yeah,
that's
get
where
energy.
it gets really problematic in this system, is when you're like crit failing half your attacks against the boss.
And getting
So,
those bad
yeah.
effects, yeah. Yeah, no, those will only pop up on the ends of the die, which is lucky.
Alright, yeah, that's fine with me then.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Okay.
Then in that case, we are gonna kick things off here. 5 years. That was the last time you sailed together aboard the Brass Bird, pursued by the Andorran Navy. It was the last time any of you saw Captain Renlock. Fortunately, you were set free after only a few months, but Renlock wasn't so lucky. He spent his last years in jail until an illness claimed his life. You learned of Renlock's death from his trusted companion, a clockwork parrot named Kahlo, that remained ever at his side. Just a few weeks ago, the bird sought you out to deliver the bad news and a piece of a map. While one side contains a cryptic clue, the other suggested you travel to this beach on this morning to find the captain's most prized treasure. So here you are, along with a few others, staring at the partially sunken remains of the ship you once called home. The smells of the surf and rotting wood hang heavy in the air, the silence broken only by the screech of faraway gulls on this lonely island north of the Shackles. At this point, we are going to do some quick character introductions for everybody. So I'm going to pop up some art of you in order. We're going to start with Mr. Red-Eye Rill. While I pop up the art for everybody to see of you, each of you will also see, when you do your character, your piece of the map that you received. They're all kind of, they're all kind of separated. So we're going to start by showing everybody this lovely frog gentleman. And in addition to that, Red-Eye, you will shortly see your piece of the map. And if you wouldn't mind describing yourself, what you do, what you look like, and how you are as a character.
Ribbit. By Besmar's blade, it's been a while since I've seen those sails, although they've seen better days. Red-Eye Rill is a Gripply from the Mwangi Expanse who turned to piracy and to the deity of piracy herself, Besmara, and became one of her clerics. He also spec'd into the Swashbuckler class through the dedication, just to make better use of that rapier, trying to emanate his pirate queen in all her might.
Love that, love that. Besmara is one of the coolest deities in Galarian, in my opinion.
She's so good.
So you're just so that I'm jogging my own memory, you're a cleric with the Swashbuckler dedication, is that right?
Yep.
Cool. Super awesome. All right, next up we are going to be doing this Azorketti, as well as a familiar that Mr. Rotato Head there can illuminate us about, and I will also, while you're speaking, show you your map piece as well.
Alright, Mir is a pretty soft-spoken kind of witch. And she's got kind of like tentacles. It looks like she's got tentacles for hair, but it's actually her familiar sitting on top of her head. A little octopus named Gerald.
Gerald, love it.
And she's a witch with geomancer dedication, real connected to the nature, primal magic and such.
Awesome. Water specifically, right? So perfect for having been on a pirate crew.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Okay, next up is going to be this dashing gentleman, Mr. McManus, and while you're speaking, I will go ahead and show you your bit of the map.
All right. So, Eidor is a human. He's a fighter. He was something of a medic aboard the ship. He learned the trade in the army of any particular country or another. I imagine maybe he was in like band of mercenaries. He's never been the most, I guess, straight and narrow, or
Sorry.
moral, I guess. But he did go along with the whole let's not, let's spare some captives. He's really only in it for the gold. And yeah, he's wearing a breastplate, a couple of little bits of metal strapped to his body. These like long boots, and this kind of, he has lost an eye. Got a sword and a shield, his healer's gloves, and just these God, what is it called? Like this long blue, like sort of swashbuckler's cloak.
Love that. Love that.
That's
So not a doctor by choice necessarily,
yeah.
just kind of forced into it.
Yeah. He kind of just ended up learning the skill because it happened to be
Roboting super hard right now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
He is a fighter with the medic dedication and the... Oh, my bad. Weird. I usually end up going this robot-y.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry about that. It was just a bit hard to hear you there.
Oh, I'm it'll probably clear up in a bit.
Okay, cool. But yeah, medic fighter with the medic dedication is always a solid build. Like I mentioned to you a little while ago, I've run that build in the past, and it's very fun, very satisfying. All right, so we wrap up our character introductions with this goblin, terrifying pirate goblin, and I will also show you your piece of the map here.
Okay. Okay, I see the map. Okay, so I am playing Whale. Whale is a goblin who grew up sort of on the ocean and was always fascinated by the sea. So when she was old enough to choose her name, she named herself after the mighty mammalian apex predators of the sea, hence Whale. And she joined the crew when she was old enough to go on adventuring. She got the adventuring bug, and now she is ready to hunt for this treasure as the sort of last thing that our captain gave to us.
Love that. Going for the legacy angle there. And Whale is a tailed goblin, is that right? So you're kind of native to this island region.
Yes, I'm a tailed goblin, which means I don't see it on my sheet. Maybe it didn't get imported, or maybe I just can't find it. But it means I can trip people without hands, was the main thing I was interested in.
That's pretty rad.
I don't see it on my sheet, though. I'm not sure where...
That is interesting. I see it says it on your front page, tailed goblin, but it does not list it in your feats.
I can... Let me double...
Yeah, I don't have a heritage in my feeds either.
Okay, so maybe it's not just me then. But yeah, so it means I can trip people without hands because I normally need at least one hand free, and then I also get a bonus to athletics and climb.
Oh, that's terrific. Very handy.
And I get combat climber. I'm good at climbing. I guess is the
Nice.
point. You gotta climb up to like the crow's nest and do all kinds of things on ships. So
Oh yeah. Definitely probably a frequent presence on many pirate crews around here are the famed tailed goblins. Okay, so as the sun rises, a narrow beam of light passes through the rocks above, illuminating the captain's wheel of the nearby sunken ship. At this point, I'm going to unpause the movement here, and I'll let you guys kind of explore as you'd like.
illuminating as in it's glowing, or it's just like
No, not glowing. Just that
okay.
the beam of sunlight happens to hit the
Okay.
captain's wheel.
Oh, okay. Exploration activity.
Did anyone prepare detect magic?
No, I don't know magic.
Damn.
We'll do nothing. Oh boy. Been a while since I played Pathfinder on Foundry. I gotta.
It's got some quality of life updates for sure.
Let's see. How do you do the? I see the little I will investigate like stuff. How do you do that?
Let me check. It looks as though you may have accidentally selected I will do nothing in particular, but I can re-ask you specifically.
Yes, please.
And that should just go to you. Hopefully not everybody else again.
Oh wait, hold on. So I think my section of the map has this ship on it. And it says there's no reason why we would keep this a secret, right?
Oh no,
I mean,
I
we're
definitely
working
don't want
together,
you
okay.
guys. Yeah, I don't want you to share the actual images, but please discuss what's on your piece.
Okay. So my piece, it says begin your journey going with the tide, then against with oh my god, wait. Begin your journey with the tide, then against, with, and finally against. So do we walk back and forth?
I don't know. Mine just says to pay homage to the dead. I was planning on doing that anyway.
Mine.
And he will flip a silver coin into the water and sacrifice to Besmara.
Does any of your guys' maps, does it have the picture of the ship?
Let me have a look at that again. Nope,
It doesn't look
it's
like it.
got a pointy sword on it.
Oh,
In fact,
okay. Then I think it's got to be my piece then, because mine has like this drawing of what appears to be this ship that it's in front of us.
So it looks like the Sea Witch and our fighter have both decided to investigate while our Froggy Boy is kind of scouting the perimeter. What are our Witch and fighter looking for in particular? What kind of check do you want to make to associate with your investigation?
I'd like to just like try to maybe use society to try to figure out look around and kind of see what my piece of the map looks like, if anything looks similar. Yeah.
Sure, most definitely. Go ahead and toss me a blind society check, please. So you're pretty certain that your portion of the map is not represented in the area you're in right now. Can't really make out what it could mean, but you haven't reached it yet. As far as the ship goes, though, it's clearly most definitely the ship that you all sailed on as a crew. Having sunk here many years ago, the rotting hulk of the Brassbird brings back memories of your time aboard, sailing up and down the coasts of Avestan and Garun, chasing fame and fortune. But dreams of that glorious past have faded, and now all that remains is the half-sunken hulk of Captain Renlock's prized ship. Eidor, what are you going to be specifically investigating?
I know that most of our clues are gonna come from these little pieces of paper that we have, but Eidor wants to like kind of scope out the ship, maybe like actually swim over to it if he can, and kind of just probably like a perception roll if that's allowed. Just kind of scope out around the ship to see if there's any like extra clues in, I guess, the way that it's been sunk here, or if there's, you know, any like an extra piece of a map that we might not have, or you know, some kind of, I don't know, like a chest. Just in general, any clues aboard this ship that we might not otherwise see if we don't investigate it.
Yeah, smart. If you want to, despite the short distance, the ship is quite dilapidated, so getting up onto it would require athletics.
Okay.
For anybody who would like to go. As far as if you'd like to do perception, you can do a blind roll either here or on the ship, whatever you prefer.
Can I swim around underwater and try to find a way into the ship that way?
Oh,
Okay,
sure you can.
All right. Expertise or expert in athletics? Don't fuck me now. That's a 24.
You are able to handily get over to the ship.
All right. Yeah, he just turns and he kind of goes, "I'm gonna check this here ship out, just see if there's any clues Captain might have left on it. He might have missed. We'll just
I'll
hop
check.
on top."
I'll check everywhere below the water level.
Got
Awesome.
a
Smart.
the Scottish name and a Southern accent. What kind of?
Hey, I mean, the Scots largely settled in Appalachia, so that works.
I had no idea. Yeah.
Alrighty, so our goblin friend, it looks like, is going to be searching as well. So we've got one on the ship, one under. Where would you like to look?
You said something about the tide, right? What's the tide right now? Is it high tide, low tide?
I'd say it's probably low tide. You can kind of see some of these darker areas that are usually wet.
Maybe there's some gap along the shore that was exposed by the tide. If you want to search along there, I can help you. Keep scouting a little bit while you're looking a little more on that.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I guess I'm just trying to figure out what this would mean to go with and against the tide.
I'm sure
'Cause the
you
tide
can.
goes back and forth.
I would definitely allow you to do some sort of intelligence check to decipher your map clue. That's definitely an option. Or perception, whichever you prefer. In the meantime, we can have our sea witch and our human fighter both roll some blind perception to see what they find.
I might have an idea on the an out of character idea on the what is it, the with and against the tide stuff. Oh, I thought that was blind.
Oh, rip. Yeah, just toss me a blind one. Thank you. Just because that's a dang good roll. I don't want you to know it's so good.
It's switched to the public. I swear to God, it was on blind. Well, anyway.
There's a little crossed out eye button in the perception on your sheet.
Yeah.
You can click that and it'll automatically be blind.
I'll touch.
That's the shortcut.
There we go.
Okay, so I've got 2 rolls in, and then from our goblin, are you thinking you would like to kind of search the coastline as they suggested, or are you too intent on your deciphering your map?
I'd like to search the coastline first to make sure that there aren't any, I guess, like, this is like a ship that presumably has something on it, so to make sure that there's no, like, traps or anything like that before, I guess we already started swimming, but, just to make sure that there's nothing, I guess, bad going on that we should have noticed.
Sure, not a bad idea.
Before I start to head into the clue.
Terrific. So that'll be blind perception for you as well, and then we can divulge what everybody is discovering. Okay. We've got our goblin marching across the sand, kind of trying to calculate tides, discovering that it's low tide, not really sure what it means, not really sure when it's going to change. We also have our sea witch kind of like using her swim speed, diving into the ship, and not really finding anything of terrific value. Anything here is completely waterlogged and destroyed. Our medic fighter on board the ship, however, is drawn specifically again to the captain's wheel. And as you're looking at it, you see a clockwork parrot that you all recognize as Kahlo swoops in to land on a railing nearby. It clatters and it rattles a little bit before opening its beak, revealing a small speaker set inside. And then the voice of Captain Renlock speaks to you.
My friends, it pleases this old pirate's heart to see you gathered once again on the deck of the Brass Bird. Well, one of you at least. Although my time has passed, I have found one last treasure for you to plunder. But to ensure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, I have placed a few challenges in your way. Don't worry, I'm sure they're nothing you can't handle.
You are now going to be shown an image of the wheel itself, which will help. And then he continues on to say,
To open the way, you must sail from the home of the pirates to plunder the coasts of Varissia. Return home, but then make your way to Absalom to spend your loot. Finally, follow my dream and sail to the River Kingdoms to retire in peace.
After that cryptic clue, Kahlo grows silent and stares at the old captain's wheel. So I
I
believe...
don't see an image.
Fire in the River Kingdoms? Well, that'll never do. Bismara would strike me dead as soon as have me retire in the River Kingdoms.
Is this the pirates? The home of the pirates? Is this island the home of the pirates? No, right?
Well, presumably.
You are currently in the Shackles, which is largely known to be, this is, if there is a pirate hub of the world, if there is a place where Pirates of the Caribbean would occur on Galarian, this would certainly be it. As of now, it seems as though only our human has likely heard this message, but the bird remains and is certainly willing to repeat it. And I'm sorry, somebody said they could not see an image that was popping up?
I didn't see it.
Interesting.
Gonna kind of call out to the rest, like, hey, y'all, you might want to come up here and listen to this. It's old Captain Renlock, or more accurately, his voice coming from his bird.
Okay. Yeah, I'll swim over.
Jump
Yeah,
out of the
I'll
water.
get back. I'll get up there too. Take a look. You said athletics check, right?
Yes, anybody who would like to board the ship should toss me an athletics check.
Will do. Oh, and I don't need that popping up every time.
Oh, Lord, you are untrained.
Oh no.
That's assuming there's no, like, door I can swim up through.
Let's say there's a door you can swim up through to avoid the critical failure.
Well, yeah, it looks like part of the deck is like kind of underwater here, so I think you could just swim up onto the deck and walk up.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be our using your Azurketi water tendencies. We'll waive that roll. Red-Eye, you're able to easily make it on board. I'm currently working on making those documents available to you in the art assets folder, so everybody will be able to see them.
When everybody's up on board, I'm just gonna go, oh, well, okay there, Parrot, now why don't you tell them what you told me.
Whale, you are similarly able to make it up front, and the parrot repeats its message, which, under art assets, you should be able to see Kahlo, which is a picture of the parrot, Captain Renlock's wheel, which is what the wheel looks like, and then Renlock's instructions, which is the clue that he gave you. If anybody has an issue with seeing these, please let me know.
I can see them now.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so, Which way's Varissia? You guys know? Anyone?
I think we
And
would.
I have sailing lore, unless you want us to do this out of character, in which case I probably know a little too well.
You can certainly do it out of character if you'd like. Yeah, I'm more than happy to do that.
I feel like most people know which countries are in which direction. Like, we know Canada's up north. Why not?
You're right. You're right. If your character or you don't necessarily know, of course you're free to roll society at a very low DC to remember. But otherwise, if you would like
we
to
sail all around the place, so we probably know, right?
I think
Well,
Varissia is generally further north.
Varissia would be
than the shackles
north
that
of
lead.
us. So north, south, east, north. If we're going by location.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
If that's, I don't know the map, so whoever knows the map.
In that case, I'm going to recreate this wheel on the map here. If you zoom out and scroll down, you will see a little blue star. And the wheel is currently, judging by this north icon, facing up. And all of you are now able to control that north token.
Nice.
So that is taking the wheel and turning it. You have to turn it a certain way to get something to happen.
Okay.
Maybe it's like
So-
an old telephone. You gotta like bring it all the way around, and then it snaps back.
Well,
I think this probably has to do with the note. I think we have to turn it back and forth.
yeah, I'm thinking the same.
So if we begin our journey going with the tide, where's the wheel?
Assuming the map is the same orientation as the compass, then I guess so.
Well, the instructions also said to open the way, something, plunder the coasts of Varissia. That's generally further north.
Yeah. I don't know what it has to do with the tide, if they're even related.
So maybe we point the wheel north and then point the wheel down towards Absalom. And then wherever the hell the river kingdoms are, point it there.
Home at some point too, which
Which would be here, which would be south of Varissia.
let's give that a go. And Red-Eye Rill will take the wheel, start at north, go to south, then to east, and then back north.
Cool. Which directions are you turning as you're turning this wheel?
Oh, it would be. Oh, I don't know. I'll go counterclockwise, so around, and then we'll keep going around, and just do a full circle. That sounds like something Bill would do, but he'll like pause at each one.
Nothing happens.
Now, Varissia's north. So north, south. Well, Absalom is further south. It's maybe south again.
No, Absalom won't be south of here.
How
Oh,
would you
I got
do
it. And he'll
south
just go
twice?
around the other way, stopping again at each point.
So you're essentially doing the same thing, just in reverse?
No, he'll just be going backwards. So he starts north, then he goes clockwise to south.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. And then all the way around to east. And then back to north, going clockwise the whole way.
As you reset the wheel, a heavy grinding sound from the nearby cliff face startles you and reveals a secret passageway leading into a natural stone cave. Whoops, wrong
Yay.
music. My B.
Oh snap!
Good job, Rill.
I do that?
Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
Blown the wheel around a couple times, and that big old stone opening opened. So
The
my best guess.
passageway beyond the hidden door you can see ascends at an incline a few feet above the high tide of the cove before leveling off. The passage ends, you can see, to the right in a short set of stairs leading down into another chamber, lit only by the vine-choked cracks in the ceiling above. So as we are progressing now into this cave, I will ask for a additional exploration request in case you want to change what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I actually forgot to mention this earlier, so might as well do it now. I need a trick magic item, my wand of mage armor,
Oh!
every morning.
Wow, that's actually awesome. That is really kind of kick-ass.
Shouldn't be
cool,
too
cool.
difficult.
Yeah, we can make that roll and then have that assumed to have started at the beginning of the day then, for sure.
I'll just be avoiding notice for this.
I'm just gonna be moving with my
Alright.
shield up.
Nice.
There's no way that failed, so
Oh,
I'm
no.
mage armored.
Not at all. Very good, very good. Okay, it looks as though our fighter's going to have a shield up. Red-Eye is going to be doing a scan of the area. Our Sea Witch is sneaking. And Whale, what are you up to as you approach this cave?
I guess I will search.
Sure. Alrighty, then you can go ahead and progress as you please with blind perception checks from Red-Eye and Whale.
You got it.
Okay. Alright, adventure calls to you, and the results of your perception checks will be implemented if there's anything to see as you move along.
Trying to get that mage armor buff on myself.
Oh, perfect. Awesome.
I can go first if you guys would like.
Man, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it in my spell list.
Yeah, that'll make it easier to access.
Finally got it.
I can also volunteer to go up ahead. I think I have the most hit points, and I also have the shield up.
Okay.
Pops out. Captain did say something about challenges.
I'm gonna have a scroll of mirror image out along with my trident.
Smart, smart.
Red-Eye Rill will pull a dagger out of seemingly nowhere, or not a dagger, a pistol, and all of a sudden you see that he's got like a whole bandolier of pistols and a rapier that none of you would have noticed before unless you tried to look through my ring of discretion.
That is a cool item. Okay. Who wants to take the lead? It seems like we're very frightened to step inside this cave.
Hey, I'm not a frontlighter. I'd be in there if I was.
Fair enough.
I'll take a step in.
Cool. So the passageway goes maybe about 20-25 feet ahead of you. You can probably see a little bit of light coming in from the chamber below to your right, but nothing reacts to your presence yet.
It looks clear for now. Gonna take another step in here. If y'all are keen to follow.
I'll follow your lead then.
Let's
Feels
go.
Oh, nice. The avoid notice check. Thank you much. Appreciate it.
Can take another 5-foot step.
Okay. So at this point, you can see a little bit of what's going on. I'll unpause shortly. It no longer sounds like a beach, so we're going to cut that noise. This rough-hewn chamber that you see has fallen into disrepair. The western wall has collapsed partially, and dirt, rock, and plant debris litter the floor, nearly obscuring a large leaf pattern made from green quartz. The tip of this leaf ends in a brackish pool of water. Rising up from the water is a mold-encrusted stone statue of a woman who appears to emerge from a wave, with seaweed for hair and her arms held high in supplication to the sky above. A faint clicking and rustling sound can be heard from the collapsed wall, but its source is not immediately apparent. Since you're leading with your shield up, you weren't making a perception check. That is all you get.
Okay. Whoa. Hey, somebody come in here. There's a statue of the lady, and it looks like a leaf on the floor.
Oh,
Or a
let's
big
have
pool.
Red Eyes take a look.
I
Yeah, I don't know, maybe-
vision.
It's a goddess of some kind.
Nice. As Red-Eye and Whale both step in, both of you notice with your perception checks the clicking and rustling sound from the western wall, the collapsed wall to your left inside this chamber. There are a few humanoid-sized insects inside of this wall that look
Whoa.
like this.
Ooh.
Giant ants.
Hold on there, Eidor, what was it again?
What? Oh no, I'm not gonna step in. I'm just letting you get a clear view.
Okay,
What
well,
does
that
he want?
makes sense. Can't have the crew taking unnecessary risks.
Yeah, I think I heard giant ants or something.
Well, I'd sure say so. It sure looks like it.
When that's pointed out to him, does he spot it?
When it's made notice to you, yeah, you can certainly, from the other two who saw them, you can see
Oh.
their shapes skittering
Well.
around. Cannot determine their number.
Well, I'll be damned. There it is.
Not have anything about ants on their map?
Does anybody have anything
No.
about a leaf and a lady statue?
I've got something about making an offering to Gazra, but I doubt it has anything to do with this.
What?
Hold
Well,
on there.
yeah. Now hold on a second.
Oh wait, this is the cave from that. It is. It looks exactly like it.
Besmara made me my queen, but I still know a thing or two about Gazra.
Yeah, and that does look like Gosra, or at least one of the
Yeah, it is Gazra, probably.
aspects.
I think is.
It says, make an offering to Gazra, but prepare to face the swarm's wrath.
Well, we know what the swarm is.
The storm, not the swarm.
Oh, misheard you.
What sort of offerings do they like?
Well, Besmara usually takes coin. Can
Maybe
I make
an
a religion
animal?
check to figure that out?
Sure, most definitely. Blind, if you please.
Absolutely.
Currency is always good, but since Gazra is a nature deity, anything of natural origin will work as well.
Can I take a jellyfish out of my lamp and put it in?
That would probably work splendidly.
Will takes out her jellyfish lamp and says, we can give her an offering of one of the jellyfish, one of the children of the ocean. And I guess goes forward to put it in the pool? Because is that a pool of water? Am I saying that right?
So this is a green quartz leaf that ends in a pool of water
okay.
up here. Yeah, so that chunk at the top is the only pool.
Maybe you should try throwing it.
Well, I don't want to throw. What if the jellyfish gets hurt? That's not a very good offering.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, now.
Well, maybe it. I don't know.
Just stay close behind me.
We took on more than our fair share of nations and militaries, whatever. We can take on a few ants, or more than a few.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, if you do want to take a chuck, I can cast some guidance on you, make it a little easier.
I don't want to throw the jellyfish.
You could just try sneaking. Maybe you can sneak past them.
Well, it seems like the captain wants us to face the storm's wrath, or the swarm's wrath, but I can try to sneak. Just be prepared.
Sounds like a plan.
So I guess I would try to approach the pool cautiously. Not that I'm under any sort of illusion that they won't see me if they look, but like trying to be non-threatening and quiet and move past.
Sure,
and then
definitely.
try to.
Blind
cast
stealth
guidance
then to
on you for
try
that,
and
then.
sneak through.
You get a +1 to that.
Awesome. I'll add 1 to the roll.
One sec. So, I do that. Okay.
Nice.
And then, sorry, I'm not great at navigating the character sheet. Yeah. Okay. Proficiency
okay.
is stealth, and it adds guidance automatically, right? Because I did the thing.
I think so.
It should, or it should give you an option to
Private.
include it on the roll, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait, blind. Guidance. Okay.
Okay, perfect. You are able to make your way through the cave up to the pool. You can now clearly see a cluster of 4 ants in the collapsed wall, but they have not noticed you.
Okay. I'm going to make sure that I step like around the leaf, even though my token moved right through it.
Sure.
And then I will take one of my jellyfish out of my lamp, and place it in the pool.
As your offering lands in the water, a booming voice rises from the statue. Those who seek the blessing of the wind and the waves must face the storm's fury. As the voice fades, the water from the pool explodes, blasting the chamber with brackish filth. The explosion reveals a towering creature made from the purest azure water. Let me show you what this looks like. Like a living tidal wave, the creature surges forward to attack. Simultaneously, the 4 ants in the corner here are drawn by this noise. I will say you have 2 options at this point. You can either decide that you're going to tackle these and enter initiative, or during the process of this offering and this summoning, I would say that you also, if you wanted to, have the option of trying to go back to the cave mouth and see how these 2 interact with each other. Or you could try and take them on. Up to you guys.
I like fighting.
Yeah, the captain told us to make this offering and to prepare to face the swarm. I think we should fight.
Yeah, from what it says, I think that our first instinct would be to fight it.
Alrighty.
Well, hang on a second. Sure, we can fight them. I'm no stranger to that, but you never know. Maybe they'll weaken each other first. So it's not always about fighting. Sometimes it's about taking the wise option.
Have you gone soft while we were locked up?
No, but I haven't gone stupid either.
Yeah, it probably will attack the ants if you run away fast enough.
Well, I'm not afraid of the winds and the waves. Bring on the challenge. I'd never abandon a shipmate in need, and Red-Eye Rill is ready to back you up, Whale, if you want to take this on.
I mean, it sounds like you guys want me to back up, so I will, I guess, take a couple steps back and see what observe.
Awesome. So in order to attempt to make your escape back to the cave mouth without any of these creatures focusing on you, that will be an additional blind stealth check. This time you don't have guidance on your side, though.
Okay.
On your way back, let's say that, are you again avoiding the leaf as you were before, or are you going through it?
Yeah.
Okay. On your way back, say maybe in one of these adjacent to like this corner, really whichever you prefer, these creatures all sort of simultaneously notice you, and you will not be able to escape the attentions of this encounter. So we are going to kick off some initiative here, as you guys have triggered 2 simultaneous combats.
Can I roll stealth?
Yeah, we can use your stealth roll from before if you'd like.
Just use my stealth, yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Damn, that's loud. Holy shit.
Sorry, might be. Global volume controls, I turned mine way, way down. It's just loud right off the bat. I apologize.
Yeah, that needs to be done.
No, they're a bit overtuned.
I never saw the global one.
Yeah, I don't know why, like, when I set it low on mine, why it doesn't do it for everybody, at least as a default. Then it's just, like, ear blasting right away, which really blows.
Like, you can't even adjust it on an individual track level. Would have to like, actually go into the track and edit the
Exactly.
sound itself.
Yeah, it's rough.
Paint.
We'll be fine.
Let's do this.
How do you do this again?
So you're going to right-click on your token and then
I
click
gotta
the
be right
bottom
back. I
right
need to
widget.
take a...
Oh, no worries. Go for it. And click
okay.
toggle combat state, and then under the encounter tracker, you'll be able to roll your initiative. And I will change... Why is it still calling you Sea Witch? That is so annoying. So I'm going to roll, but then I'm going to set your amount.
Or the one that was on that?
I changed the default token.
That's weird.
Update participant. Yeah, that's awfully annoying. I'm going to drag you out of the initiative and then put you back in with a new token. That's the perfect time for him to step away for a bit, so that allows me to do this really quick.
Joke's on you, I'm back all the way already.
Okay.
Now hurry up!
Oh, damn. It's still listing you as Sea Witch. Alright, give me 1 second. Technical difficulties. Okay, should now be fixed.
Here we go.
And then I have to roll, but then I can set your initiative with the stealth roll that you had.
I hope I'm hidden. That'll be awesome.
So before we actually jump into combat,
Yeah, for sure.
as I heard the voice boom out, I absolutely would have stepped to have a clear line of sight with my gun to the room instead of being behind my companion. Is that alright with you?
Yeah, totally. Please set yourselves as you would be while she's going to do this whole offering shenanigans here. Awesome. Then in that case, if we are ready to go, Red-Eye, you are actually the first to react.
Right. I will start by casting a spell. Now that would be Bless.
Ooh, very cool.
So, I don't know if that emanation just sticks around, but
Yeah, it's kind of faint, but it'll kind of go in and out there.
cool. So I do that, and then I will take a shot at the, well, I don't know if Real would know what this is, the wave thing.
Yeah, not a problem. I don't really conceal enemy names too often. I just kind of hope that you guys aren't looking these things up on Nethys as we go. But of course, recall knowledge is still an option for anybody who wants to. So for anybody who's unfamiliar with Foundry, you can alt-target the enemy that you're trying to attack, and then go ahead and pop in whatever roll you want to do.
The alt thing isn't working for me for some reason, but I can just do it manually.
Oh,
so.
right. Yeah, that works too.
Yeah. Ooh. Like
Terrific.
That.
That is going to be a hit.
Alright. Means.
Wait, what does alt target do? How is that different than target?
That will specifically focus on that enemy. which kind of just makes it a little easier to identify armor classes. But either way, I know the ACs of both of these dudes, so it's not a problem.
I don't think it's different from regular targeting. I think it's just...
And
you
then,
hold Alt
as
to do
my
it.
final thing, I will drop that flintlock pistol as a free action.
Terrific. So your bullet kind of punches through the wave itself as it kind of roars towards you. And next up is one of the ants. These ants are like turbo focused on the goblin. Well, this one is in particular. So it is going to start off by using one action to run straight up to you, and then it is going to try and poke you with its stinger. So let's get the stinger going here. Against your AC of 22, that is going to hit. So while I'm rolling damage here, it does have a little bit of venom that's seeping into you, so I'm going to need a fortitude save in defense of this.
Okay.
As you take 8 piercing damage from its stinger.
Fortitude.
Well done. You are not affected by the venom at this time. That having been done, it's going to try and sweep out a leg and try and trip you up for an easier time next turn. With multiple attack penalty being added, so I will keep that in mind against your reflex DC here. And it literally rolled a natural 1, so it skitters and falls on its ass.
Ha, you dare try to trip me.
Yeah.
I'm the expert tripper.
Oh, you
But
definitely
you don't
are.
get to attack him for that, since it's not an attack.
Yeah, that does kind of suck. Okay, so that is all 3 for the first ant. Next up is this ant back in the corner here, who is actually going to focus on these people at the mouth of the cave here. He's going to start by rushing up here to our fighter, who is currently benefiting from Raise a Shield. He is then going to try to do the same thing. He's going to target you with his stinger. So the shield gives you a +2 to your AC, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I would have a total of 20.
Total of 24. Even with that, it is currently a hit if you'd like to shield block.
Let me pop open that reaction. Let me shield friends from taking amount of damage up to the shield's hardness. You and the shield each take any remaining damage, possibly breaking or destroying the shield.
I believe your hardness is 10, or I might be wrong about that, but I think that's what it is.
I have 78 HP.
Hardness should be below that.
Yeah. I'm just
It's the
considering.
H.
I'm considering whether or not.
Oh, hardness is 5,
you know what?
might be.
I will. Let's see. Whale took. Okay, I'll just tank it. I'll just tank the damage.
You'll just tank it, no problem. Then in that case, you're going to be taking 9 piercing damage, and I will similarly need a fortitude save to try and ward off the venom.
Okay. All right.
Very nice. You are similarly not susceptible to it at all, as with its last action, it will similarly try to trip you at multiple attack penalty. And that result is going to match your reflex DC, so go ahead and give yourself the prone position, as it is able to swipe under your shield and trip you up. And next up, we have the Sea Witch, Mir.
There we go.
Alright, Mir's gonna come up here. My familiar is not its turn, so it's acting weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can move it around for you if you want.
Alright, exactly 5 enemies, how convenient. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do a 3rd level fear.
Oh, hell yeah. Alrighty, so that is will for everybody, is that right?
Targeting all 5 of the enemies, yep.
Okay, save DC 21. We will start with the waterfall, and then I'll work my way through the ants in number order. There's ant number 1.
And I guess you probably already have the DC.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
And then let me see these effects. 1, 2, 3, and fleeing 1 at 21. The living waterfall is going to succeed, so it'll have frightened 1. The first giant ant is going to critically succeed, and nothing will happen. The second one will fail and will be frightened 2. The third one will fail. The fourth one will succeed. So frightened 2 on the second one, which was this one. Frightened 1 on the fourth. And frightened 1 on the third. Okay, thank you for bearing with me for that. What is your casting?
I thought 2 of them failed.
Oh, you're right. 2 of them did fail. Number
Fail
2.
is 2.
Yeah, number 2 should be... Or I'm sorry, number 3. This one. Okay, so while I'm taking care of that, what does your casting of this crazy 3rd level spell look like?
She just runs frantically into the middle of combat, grabs Gerald off of her head, and you see her, like, bald, horny fish head. And that's just enough to scare.
Oh my god. I love it. That image is just superimposed on all of these creatures. They think it's so alien and weird that some of them are even frightened too. I dig it. So the move and then the frightened, that is your turn. So we move to the only ant that wasn't afraid of you, who is instantly going to charge you and then try to sting you. So I'm going to toss in a stinger attack roll here against your armor class of 22 with mage armor. And it is going to miss. Having missed, it is going to simply take another swipe at you. And it'll miss both times, as your mage armor is able to adequately ward it off. We go to the waterfall's turn. Okay, the waterfall now is going to do this. It is going to move... it is going to surge out of the pool and move there. Having been moved there, it is then going to use one of its waves to try to slap Whale, who I believe is flat-footed to this? No. Nope, just barely not flat-footed.
Call it flanking, yeah.
Yeah, almost, but not quite. Okay, so we're going to have it try to slap. Sorry, that was the absolute worst word to use. Oh my god. Slap you with a wave.
That's a great word.
Yeah, a great word in certain contexts. Not for the first time meeting strangers on the internet. I apologize. That will be enough to hit you, so let me pop in some damage. This one's a little bit beefier than the ants. You're going to take 20 bludgeoning damage. And then in addition to that, it has a pull effect. So you are going to be pulled inwards. Alright, that is the end of the wave's turn. It is now no longer frightened as well, since it was only frightened once. So Whale, it is now your turn.
Shit.
This little next up graphic.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Okay. I am going to... Okay, I'm gonna stride back to the ant. And then I want to... Oh wait, no. I want to tumble through, because tumble through is part of stride, right?
Yes, most definitely. You then just treat that enemy space as difficult terrain.
Okay, I would like to try to tumble through the ant.
Alright.
So attempt acrobatics.
Heck yeah, that'll be against the ant's reflex DC.
Okay,
Not bad. That is easily a success.
Okay, so I tumbled, so I wind up on this side, and then I gain panache
Oh yeah.
because I successfully did that. And then I'd like to. So if I try to trip it, that that counts as an attack, right?
It does. It is also still tripped from when it crit failed against you, so it is currently
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna hit it.
prone.
What
Heck
you
yeah.
can do is use a finisher on it now.
Oh, because I have
have
the
panache.
panache.
This song's banging.
Oh yeah, I love TTYD.
Never got around to it.
Apply your precise strike damage out. Sorry guys.
Oh, you're okay. The finishers
So-
are super powerful. I think you might have 2 of them currently, if I'm remembering your build right.
I think so.
If you go to your strike, like tab, there should be
Yeah.
like a little checkbox. You click that says finisher, and I think that does the.
Oh,
finisher.
okay.
I don't know if the other ones have checkboxes for them specifically or not. That might help some.
Okay, so I will try to strike it. I do have the panache. And then okay. Let me just try this.
Okay. Now are you doing that as part of a finisher, or are you just doing a normal attack roll?
I was supposed to be part of a finisher.
So you've got confident finisher and or unbalancing finisher. It is already flat-footed as part of being prone, so unbalancing finisher, but it would keep it through the end of your next turn, which is kind of nice. Confident finisher, I believe, is it just a damage buff? Oh no, it's you still deal damage on a failure.
I'd like to do confident finisher. Because there's currently a wave trying to attack me.
That sounds good. In that case, then, I am sad to report that that is a success, so that'll hit either way. But you're still doing full damage, which is good.
Okay. And then
But then as long as you have finisher checkmark filled in, you should just be able to hit damage. It'll apply it on.
Yeah, and it'll do the extra
Okay.
one.
Or maybe
Didn't
not.
do it.
Or maybe not. I believe, what is the extra damage at this point for these swashbucklers?
I think it's
Sure.
2d6 now.
Yeah, it is 2d6 now, which is terrific. So then in that case, you can just toss me an extra 2d6 and we'll just tack it right onto there.
how do I do that?
So
okay,
these,
I-
yeah, the
I got
little,
it.
little dice symbols at the bottom.
Oh, it only did what? Oh, I did the wrong thing. Sorry. Okay. Let me try that again.
Oh, no worries.
2d6, 3.
Okay, so we'll call that 15 damage, which is enough to bloody this first ant. As it lies prone, you kind of get it right in the abdomen. And you actually have one action left, but I believe Finisher uses up Panache, right? I haven't played with
It
a swashbuckler in
does.
a while.
Finisher does use panache. So
If you want to clear the room, I might be able to nuke everybody.
sure, I'll try to stride. That seems like as good an option as any. Is it okay to occupy the same space as this little octopus, or
Oh,
no?
definitely.
It should be on me. It shouldn't be there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry about
I'll
that.
throw this out to you. You could try to tumble through the ant that's by the cave entrance.
Yeah, would that need me to tumble through?
You could get further back and also activate your panache.
Okay, I'll
As long as you
try.
don't critical fail that, you can just do a normal stride anyway.
Okay, I'll try that.
Awesome. So you're trying to dive through them.
Yeah, I'll
a
try to tumble
stylish
through
manner.
again.
Worst case scenario, you end up in a flanking position with Eidor.
Okay.
Oh, that tumble through is a
Hell yeah.
critical success.
Huzzah. Does that do anything on a tumble through?
I believe it makes it not difficult terrain, if I'm remembering correctly, to pass
That's what I
through the
seem to be
opponent.
remembering.
No, actually, there is no crit success effect for
Yeah.
tumble through. So it's still difficult terrain. So I guess you can really end up wherever you want. You started here, so you can go, what, 1... This would actually be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can kind of end up really wherever back in this hallway that you'd like.
Oh, I can move through my allies?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
most
you can
definitely.
move through allies.
You don't have to
free.
make a check to move through them.
Yeah, they'll let
Okay.
you
You
pass
just
through willingly.
can't finish in the same space as us, so you can't end your stride
Okay.
spot as us.
But you're able to deftly slide underneath the ant's legs. Everybody, everybody's able to see how nimble and cool you are, and you regain your panache by doing that. And next we have Eidor, who's currently on the ground.
Sweet. So, Eidor kind of, he's prone, so he's going to use one action to take the stand action.
Nice.
He just kind of, that thing where you, like, you don't use your arms at all, you just use your legs to kind of hoist yourself up and land on your feet. He just hops up. He just hops up and he's, oh, now you're gone and made me mad. And then he's gonna try to use his last 2 actions to power attack this ant right in front of him. It's frightened.
Terrific, terrific.
Don't
Very
forget that
athletic.
+1 from Bless.
Yep, +1 from Bless.
All right, I'll add that into the thing, the little circumstance bonus here. Yeah, I'll just type bless. It's gonna be +13. Is there specifically do for like to activate power attack on any specific attack in Foundry, or would I just roll an extra thing of an
Isn't
extra
it
die?
checkbox?
Yeah, there should be a checkbox for it. Or it should be clickable on your token HUD, and then it
Somewhere
should
in
just
your
do
actions tab.
it. Yeah.
There's these 2 checkboxes up there, and it just says power attack and power attack.
Yeah, check one.
Okay. Well, I hope this.
And then roll damage and see if it works.
It's gonna be a 25 to hit.
Nice. Yeah, that is a hit. It is frightened too. Sadly, not quite a crit, but definitely a hit. So let's toss in that extra power attack damage. We'll see if the
You're
formula
prone?
does. No, he uses first action to stand.
Oh, okay. So it's a 27.
48.
Oh, wow. I don't know why it's still counting the prone. It's not even currently a condition you have. Then in that case, that will be a critical power attack.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
That changes my plans in a much more favorable way.
That will outright kill that ant.
Yeah, get fucked, man.
All right, so go ahead and give me the first kill of our one-shot here.
Whoops, dropped my phone. Eidor just, he hops up, he says his line, he, very deftly kind of flips his sword around, so he's holding it, kind of like he is in his Hero Forge model, downward. He just slams it downward into the ant's head and yanks it back, so the head is, bisected.
Nice. Terrific.
Nice. For some reason, it added power attack twice. Just wanted to point that out.
To the, to his character sheet? I noticed that. I have no clue why it's like
No,
that.
I mean to that attack he just did, see? It says power attack 1d8, power attack 1d8.
Oh, shit.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I don't
adding
know
1
what
for
that's
every
from.
weapon dice, I think.
Yeah, I just clicked the whole thing.
That's not so how it works.
No?
Is-
I don't know. I don't remember power attack off the top of my head.
Yeah, that...
It's level based.
And 1 extra die, so we should take a D8 off of that, right? Because you're
I
striking.
mean, it's not going to matter for this, I just wanted to point it out.
Yeah, even if I took the maximum amount of damage 8 off of it, it would still be over 30, which
Yeah.
looks like it would.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. The
Yeah,
last
I will-
result was a 7, so subtracting 14 from that is actually exactly 30. But yeah, I saw that it duplicated. I'm not quite sure why it had that effect. I couldn't seem to get rid of it, but I also didn't try doing it that hard.
You had the 2 power attack boxes, right? Did you have both of them checked?
Yeah, it looks like both of them are checked.
Maybe just check only one of them and then it'll work, right?
Okay.
Interesting. I guess the Foundry meta is just stack like 7 power attacks on your character and hope nobody notices.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
That's
also,
a wall of power attacks.
Whale, for your information, I figured out how to get it to roll that finisher damage for you. You have to have panache and the finisher checkboxes.
Oh, okay.
I
That's what it
did.
is.
Oh,
in
maybe
that case, I don't
maybe I
know.
didn't have both. I don't know.
All right. Well, either way, technical difficulties aside, this ant who has not gotten a chance to go yet is going to rush around the cave here. And, oh goodness, it went one space too far. It's going to rush right up to our friend Red-Eye here and swipe out a stinger attack at you. It is currently frightened 2, so this will make it a little bit less potent. However, it is still going to hit you. So let's get a fortitude save to see how that venom may affect you. As you are able to fend off the venom, but you do take 6 piercing damage from the stinger. That being done, it will similarly attempt to trip you at an insane Frighten 2 and multiple attack penalty. So that's going to be against your reflex. Oh, that'll fail. It is not able to get the trip off. Our first round being done, I am going to award a hero point to Mir for the excellent 3rd level fear spell that nailed, I think, like 4 out of 5 combatants. Really awesome use of that spell there. So a hero point for you as we go back to Rill's turn, and let me tick down this dude's frightened to frightened 1 for that ant right in front of you.
Alright. Red-Eye Rill will say, haha, your first mistake was coming to me! Try to demoralize the ant.
Alright, sure.
So,
this will be
Make a
minus
check.
4 because it can't understand you. Oh, no.
well, I mean, I do have intimidating
Oh,
glare.
you have intimidating
Not
glare.
gonna matter.
Okay, not a problem. But you're right. That is still a crit fail as it stands.
I should not get panache from that. I don't know why I popped that up. Oh, that's probably Whale. Well,
maybe.
all that said, he will take out his rapier and strike down at the ant. And that should have bless. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Oh, that is another crit on an ant. Go ahead and give me critical damage with your rapier.
You got it.
Terrific. Okay.
Wow,
so
I could not have rolled a lot worse.
I was
than
gonna
that.
say 2, 1, and 1. That was not quite as impressive as our fighter, but still a terrific blow on the ant here. So that was a demoralize. That was a strike, and you've got 1 left.
No, I had to take out the rapier, so that'll.
Oh, you had to take it out. My bad. I forgot you had your bandolier already. So next we go to this ant, who's feeling rather lonely over here. He's also prone, so he's going to start by standing. And then he is going to straddle the dead corpse of his companion here, which I'm actually going to delete first just to make it easier. So he's going to charge directly up to our fighter and again attempt to swipe his venomous stinger at you.
This is an unfortunate way for things to play out. For me.
They do seem to be making your AoE attempt suboptimal. I apologize for that. So he is going to hit the fighter, so go ahead and toss me a fortitude save as I get your other damage going.
You
And we'll
know
do minimum damage of 5.
you know,
Oh, we've got robot happening. I'm sorry, bud.
we will do. You know what, I will.
That's okay, I can just say it in the chat.
Oh, it looks like you're doing shield.
Yeah.
Oh, shield block. I don't
no
believe.
damage
Did you
then.
have it raised? So
yeah,
you
you
can
have to have it
do
raised.
you can do reactive shield to add 2 to your armor class.
Did me going prone knock my my shield? out of
No,
the
it's
race?
just that in order to use
to do it
shield
every
block,
turn.
yeah, it does. You have to take that action every turn.
God, shit. Yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I will do I will do reactive shield.
Gotcha. So doing that instead to raise a shield instantly, boosting your armor class by 2. However, it's not enough. It's still the attack is still going to get through despite that. So I'll leave that 5
well.
piercing damage on you.
That's okay. At least I have my.
Yeah, the shield does stay up once you use that reaction, so that's kind of nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can drag the raise a shield thing to your... I think.
Yeah, and then it'll automatically
That or you click on it and then click on the raise the shield.
that too. But either way, since that stinger did get through, I'll need a fortitude save, sadly, from you.
Okay, I can do that. All right. There was like a bless thing last turn. Does that affect this?
Bless, I believe, is just attack rolls, or is it also saves?
Just attack rolls.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
what I
gotta make
thought.
sure.
Might be maybe against
Alright.
fear, if anything.
Okay.
I don't think there's a against fear effect on this one. That's inspire
No,
courage on
never
the bard.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Just attack rolls.
That
That'll
is
be
a
27.
success. Nobody has succumbed to this venom yet as we go to Mir's turn, and I'll tick down the fear on this ant to no longer frightened.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Clinging Ice. Or, not Clinging Ice. Well, yeah, later. First, I'm gonna cast Rhyme Slick.
Very cool. That looks like
So the-
a reflex save.
The waterfall has to make a reflex, yeah.
Okay,
Just a little
reflex
bit of
save is on
damage.
its way.
Just a little.
It will actually critically succeed.
Okay, no damage then.
So
Doesn't matter
unfortunately,
anyway
it's...
unless it crit failed. If it crit fails, it falls down.
Oh, that would be
But
kinda
it's,
cool.
all those squares are difficult terrain for the next minute.
So
And
is
I'm
this
also
like
gonna
an ice
cast...
blast? Cool.
Yeah, like I covered the floor in ice. And then I'm gonna cast Clinging Ice on it. Another reflex save.
Terrific, terrific.
That's not the right amount of damage.
Oh, this time it rolled poorly and it'll fail.
Awesome. So since it failed, it has a -5 to its speeds.
Oh, that is terrific. Since you've noticed it's already slow, now you have really slowed it down. You said that was cold damage. Okay, it'll take all 7. Awesome. And let me drag and drop that. Oh, there's not an effect for it. I'll just keep that in mind, that it has
Just -5.
-5 until the spell ends. Wow, that duration is
Yeah,
very
I have to
powerful.
sustain it,
There's the catch, but still very worthwhile.
but it's a cantrip, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. Alrighty, next up is this ant that's directly in front of you, who luckily isn't a proficient enough fighter to have AOO, but it does have jaws, mandibles, that it's going to try to bite you with. Let me get
Bring
that
it!
going. Mage armor, it rolled a natural 1. So it looks like absolutely nothing is going to happen. In addition, it doesn't look as though my critical fumble deck auto-drew, so I guess we're not doing that today. Technical issues out the wazoo here. So that did miss. That having missed, it's going to lunge at you instead with its stinger. That one is similarly going to miss, as 4 straight attacks from this thing have missed you. It is then going to step back away from you.
It's got my hand on its head, just like
Yeah!
keeping it at bay while
Like
I
a
cast
toddler.
spells all over the place.
That is a great image. I'm all about it. Next up, we have our waterfall. Due to being out of the water, he only gets to use 2 actions. I don't even know that he can get through the ice towards you. If that would be... Wow, he literally cannot even reach you. So instead, he is actually going to move back into the pool, and then he's going to attempt to hide.
Howard.
Yeah. Well, he feels awfully slow and awfully scared of everybody. And he did roll pretty poorly. Okay, so he is hidden to Mir and Whale, but the rest of you can see him. So if you wouldn't mind remembering that, everybody knows that he's in that space. Two of you can perceive him. Mir and Whale, if you were to target him, he'd be hidden. Since he's slowed, that's all he can do, and we go to Whale's turn.
Okay.
Did it.
I would like to.
If you
So
want
this
to
is-
delay, I can get out of your way.
No, that's okay. So this is the one I tumbled through, right? I think that one.
Yes, that is correct.
It should be. You know what? I don't know. Okay, I would like to try to, I guess, hit it with my crossbow.
Sure. It does currently, at this position, have a +1 to its AC due to it being screened by your ally, but otherwise still very hittable.
Okay.
You may want to delay until after Eidor goes, because assuming he kills the ant, which is pretty likely, you'll be able to just move out and get the other one instead of using the crossbow. But that's up to you.
Okay, so I'm just reading about delay.
Yeah, no problem. You basically just
moves
wait.
your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, free action to just pop in at the end of any other turn that you choose.
Okay, I can delay.
Sure. In that case, then, we move to Eidor with Whale kind of waiting in the wings to see what happens with this conflict right in front of her.
Alright, sweet. So, let's see, let's look at... Okay, yeah, so my shield is raised. I don't think anybody... Well injured, but I think she's pretty safe for the time being. I don't think she needs a heal quite yet. So I'm just going to keep whacking at these ants, and I'm just going to... you know what? We will... Power attack is a lot better for my... Okay, let me just uncheck one of these, please. Power... It keeps rechecking both of them. I don't know why there's
Oh,
two.
wow. I apologize for that. I kind of gave up on that issue a little early, and I could have probably worked harder to get rid of that second one.
That's okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna make a power attack strike since that's seems to be pretty good action economy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that.
Oh, no worries. Just a quick FYI before you go commit on the power attack is that Raise a Shield actually expires at the start of your turn. So you did have it for the reaction through enemy turns, but currently it is not raised.
Okay. Then I don't think I have much that I need to do to move. So I think I can just go power attack and then Raise a Shield as my
Gotcha.
third act.
Cool. Just wanted to make you aware of that before you committed to a two-action attack, but sounds good.
Okay, so gonna strike on that guy. It should just be 14. Yep.
Oh, and you miss with the power attack.
Damn.
As it stands now, you do have one hero point, but I'll leave that in your hands.
17 hit by any chance? Because that bless was not factored in.
Ah, with Bless factored in, it is still a miss, sadly.
Ah,
Yeah.
shame.
You know what? I'm feeling silly. I'm feeling in a goofy mood. I will use one of those. Oh no, did not. Okay, take away one hero point. Yeah, we'll retry that strike.
Nice. So you can right-click on 16, and you should be able to... There should be an option to re-roll using a hero point and keep the new result.
Reroll and keep the new result. And so whatever I roll is obviously going to be +1 higher because of Bless.
Yes, very true. And that easily converts into a critical hit.
Okay, so
See ya.
Oh man, it did 4 again.
Yeah, it should just be 3, right? Because
yeah, so the last roll was a 7, so we're going to knock 7 off of that, turning it into 18. Doubling 18 is 36. So you obliterate this guy. Go ahead and give me not only the critical kill, but spending a hero point to do it as well.
Okay, so he fucking goes forward with like a thrust. The ant kind of manages to like catch it in the mandibles, and then he kind of gives a grunt of frustration, and he just like twists the sword, cuts off a mandible, and then stabs it right through the head again.
Love that. You hear a cry of pain as it wiggles on your blade and then dies after only a second or two. I'm going to remove the token for simplicity's sake, and then you have 1 action left.
And I'm going to use that to raise. A shield.
Excellent. All right. Now, Whale, if you want to pop back in here, you can. If you want to continue delaying, that's up to you.
Yeah, I would like to go.
Cool. So I have changed your order there, and you should now be able to control Yo Goblin.
Okay, I would like to tumble through the injured ant. I don't know how to turn in the movement, but I would like to go to here while tumbling through. Can I do that?
Yeah, most
If you go
definitely.
straight across from me, it'll be flanked.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
You're right. And so tumble through, I do the check, where my, proficiencies, acrobatics, I have panache, 21?
Nice. You easily backflip over it and are able to do a little goblin superhero landing and flanking position on the other side with 2 actions left.
So that means it falls because of one of my abilities. When I tumble through successfully, they are prone. I'm just trying to...
Oh, tumble behind?
Yes, tumble behind, that's it.
Yes, they are flat-footed to your next attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize if that should have been
right.
implemented earlier, but it shouldn't have been.
Okay, yeah, flat-footed from my next attack, not prone. Okay, so then I want to stab, and I'm gonna try to use the finisher this time. Not the confident, I want to do the unbalancing finisher so that they're flat-footed until the end of my next turn.
Very, very good.
So unbalancing, I don't... Okay, finisher, and then strike. Expert. Okay.
Terrific. With it being flanked, that'll be a critical hit.
Okay, and I have both of the boxes checked, so let me try the damage. Oh, okay, there we go. It rolled a lot of damage.
I'm not sure where
I
3d6
keep forgetting to
came
target.
from. Oh no, that's okay. I believe it should only be 2d6, not 3d6. So we're gonna chop off the last d6 of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the feat. Oh, it starts at 2d6.
Okay. Additional number of dice at 5th level.
3d6.
Yep, so it is 3d6. My apologies. We've just been having so many issues with damage lately that I just assumed it was wrong. So you do lose your panache. This thing will take 23 damage. Go ahead and give me the kill.
I'd like to chop off all of its legs one by one and then stab it in the head.
Love that.
Really fast.
Yeah. Doing a ring around the rosy with this bitch. Terrific.
Yes, as I tumbled through it, I was swiping off of its legs and then end with one into the head. And then for my last action, I would... Okay, so that loses my panache. So I would actually like to... Can I try to You know what? I will try to trip the remaining ant with my tail so that other folks can benefit.
Ooh, does your tail have a 10-foot reach?
Well, I'm right next to it, aren't I?
No, that is the sea witch. This is the ant over here. I keep saying sea witch. That is Mir right next to you.
On my screen, it's right here.
Oh, weird.
Oh, okay.
Weird. Try refreshing.
Yeah, no, it definitely stepped back at the end of its turn. Sorry.
Okay. My tail does not have a 10-foot reach.
I was thinking, like, damn, that's so good.
No, my tail is longer than my body, actually. Okay, I don't know then. I was planning on it being there. Okay,
You can always
then.
just stumble behind with that one too.
Yeah, can I tumble behind into the section behind it?
You most definitely can.
Okay. So then I think that moves me here. Sorry, I'm trying to guess based on where it is. And then I will refresh after my turn again.
Yeah, no problem.
I've had to refresh like 5 times.
Oh, that is a common issue from my home games as well. So, no problem.
Acrobatics. I don't have panache anymore. Okay.
Oh yeah, critical success, not that it matters for tumble through, but you do gain your panache back, and you look hella stylish while doing it. So we go to Red-Eye.
Red-Eye is going to move forward to the ant, moving into a flanking position with Whale. Come on, move. There we go. He will try to demoralize that ant.
Oh, very nice.
So a roll better than a 1. Well, it's better than a 1.
And that is better than a 1, and it is good enough to demoralize.
Man.
So what do you say this time? Is you didn't get a nat 1, you are able to scare the shit out of this ant.
You better watch your back, because Red-Eye Rill's coming for it. And then he will stab down with his rapier using his own finisher.
Oh, hell yeah. Pulling out all the finishers. Critical hit on the ant.
Alright. Won't be quite as impressive, but it's still...
Oh my god, what do you mean not quite as...
That's not right.
4d6?
It should not be 46. Hold on, something's wrong.
Oh, it's giving you the full precise strike
Yeah.
for the swashbuckler. So 3 of those d6 should be gone. That will remove... Man, here's my mental math. That will remove 18 damage from that, accounting for the double from the crit. A 5, a 2, a 2 is 9, times 2 is 18. So that is 23 damage, which will not kill it since it was previously undamaged, but is a hell of a blow with 1 action left for you. Oh no, you moved as well.
I got 3 actions.
I forgot you demoralized. In that case, then we go to Mir's turn.
Alright, Mir's gonna sustain the spell, because fuck that guy. And, she's just gonna fold her arms and look into the water and just be like, yeah, I never have seen water I couldn't control.
Oh, shit.
And she's gonna cast a spout into the pool.
Oh, that is
It's a 5
sick.
foot burst while it's in water, so it's definitely gonna hit him.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it being an area of effect spell does not, or skips the flat check for you too, which is awesome. However, it is going to critically succeed again. This thing is evading your spells like mad, and it looks like it's going to do 0 damage, unfortunately.
Alright, well,
okay,
that's my
so
turn.
the sustain and the cast, we've got this ant in the middle up next who is stuck between 2. It really does not like the one who just nailed it for 23 damage, so it's going to try and bite your head off.
Hold on. Mir, with that clinging ice, does it do the damage again every time you sustain it, or is it just the first time? I don't remember.
No, it's just it sustains the speed reduction.
Okay, cool. Didn't quite remember.
It
Which
just
makes
has
that
the
guy
speed
very,
lasts
very
until
slow.
the spell ends, so if I want it to still be slow. I gotta sustain it.
Fair enough.
That is a great debuff, though. It is
I
going
didn't
to...
think it was that good, but this is like the perfect situation from it.
Oh, yeah. No, as soon as you pulled that out, I was like, damn, this is the perfect enemy to use this on. I'll make him so slow. Alright, so he is going to... The ant is going to snap you up in its jaws, Red-Eye. So let me do the damage for that. You're going to be taking 11 slashing damage. And then with its second action, it is going to grab you in its jaws as part of that attack. And then with its third action, it is going to use a special action that only ants have. It is going to drag you off to the corner with it, still grabbed.
Oh no.
Kill me, you ant.
It is, it is now
That's
the
not
Waterfall's turn, who is going to come out of hiding to actually attack both you and the ant. It can't really differentiate between the two of you. It sees you both as challengers. So we're going to start with it attacking the ant, since that is the one that is primarily moving here. So it's going to make a wave attack at the ant, which is going to critically hit. So it looks as though the waterfall is about to kill the ant. I hate doing that, but at least you're no longer grabbed as the NPC
And
versus
somehow
NPC
Red Eye's
combat.
eyes get even bigger when he sees this ant just get smashed.
It turns into, it's as if it's a bug on a windshield. It just is completely obliterated by the water. The water is then going to strike out a wave at you with multiple attack penalty.
Oh boy.
And it will be a regular hit, not a crit. So you're about to take some bludgeoning damage. You're going to take 16 bludgeoning damage as it... you probably feel as though you've bruised some of your ribs. It is a crushing blow to your midsection. That, of course, makes it not hidden anymore. With its third action, though, it is going to try to grab you. This is not an auto-grab like the ant. It's simply making an athletics check. However, this is a pretty
and
hefty...
-10 too.
Yeah,
Okay,
multiple
oof.
attack penalty.
Oof.
Let's see. Does that critically fail? This is
Does
against
Mara help me?
Fortitude. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So a grapple critically fail, you get to choose, Red-Eye. Do you want this thing to fall prone, or do you want to make a free attempt now to grapple it in return?
It can't be prone in the water.
It can't be
is
prone in the
anything
water.
Underwater.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Prone-
So then
yeah,
I
prone
guess in
doesn't
that
work
case,
underwater.
you can try to
Yeah, I'll
grapple it
grab
in
it.
return, or you can
I'll
do
try to
nothing.
grab
Up to
it.
you.
Let's try to grab it. Athletics it is. Will this work? Probably not.
That is just barely going to avoid being a critical fail on your end. So
Well, that's good.
You're kind of slapping hands with the waves here after it hits you, and next up is Eidor.
Does Mara help me? I never thought I'd be wrestling the tides this literally.
Okay, so I have a plan. It is one action to put away my shield, right?
Yes.
Or you
Okay,
could drop it for free.
Actually, fun fact, shields are the only things that cannot be dropped for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is a sneaky little line in the equipment section that ties to I think it's a trait that shields have, where they are the only item in the game that cannot be dropped as a free action.
Okay, so
The more you
I'm going to just put away my shield for one action, and then I'm going to use on my sheet. It says the Doctor's Visitation is 2 actions because it has a 2-action version, but the default is just 1 action to. The default is 1 action to stride, and then.
Yes, in battle medicine, yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do for 1 action. Thankfully, thank God for that action economy crunch. So here, my full movement, 25 feet, and I'm gonna do battle medicine on my good friend Whale.
Terrific. Are you looking to do the DC 15 or DC 20?
I don't believe that she's especially injured. God, how much is
How much does treat wounds heal for the DC 15?
2d8 or 2d8 plus 10. Although I believe you might have a medicine feat that bumps that to 2d8 plus 15, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, medic dedication will bump that to 2d8 plus 15 on the DC 20.
Yeah, I'll go for the DC 20. The DC 15 I can just automatically succeed with. Thank you, assurance. But we'll take a little bit of a risk here.
Oh yeah,
Did you
use
take
that
the doctor's visitation feat?
Yeah, I used the doctor's visitation feat.
Oh, cool. Yeah, 1 action. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
One of the best feats in the game.
Oh, good.
down.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Expanded healer's tools. I think this should give me a +1, right?
Yes, I believe it is invested currently.
It will not let me turn it on.
Interesting.
It's not an invested thing.
Really?
No.
Oh, interesting.
It's when you use the tools.
Gotcha. So when you do
although
the
it
roll,
should
it'll pop up.
automatically apply it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Either way, we'll see if it's on the roll text there, and we'll mentally do it if it's not. No worries.
Alright. Well. Yeah.
Oh
15.
my lord. So that is oh, because it's an item bonus, and the healer's clubs is already covering that. That's probably what it is.
Damn.
So currently a failure. However, you have an action left. You have a hero point, up to you, kind of how you want to go about it. Actually, you don't have a hero point because your power attack might be.
So does it still succeed on like the DC 15, or is
Sadly,
it specifically
no.
because?
Yeah, it is all or nothing. If you pick that 20, that'll be a failure if you don't hit it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I still have 1 action left, so I believe I can still try battle medicine again.
I think so. Is it
Battle
immune on a
medicine-
failure?
You're immune.
Oh, crap.
Whether you fail or not. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Though the medic dedication, I think, does let you do it
You're
once
right.
per day on somebody.
1 extra one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once
Then, yeah,
per day
so-
on somebody that you have done it already on, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I mean, might as well use it here. So I'll just do that, and then, treat wounds.
Alright, you doing 15 or 20?
We'll just go with 15 here.
Cool, here comes the 30.
Oh, no. I use assurance.
Oh, assurance for it? Perfect. Yeah, I think your assurance is 19. So that will be 2d8 healing onto our whale goblin.
Yeah, I think I can just do /roll 2d8. Is that something I can do in this? I think so.
Yeah, or you could
Yeah.
click on the little dice icons too, whichever you prefer. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
This has been
2
probably...
hit points is 2 hit points. I don't know.
Yeah, you know,
Not your day.
just wait until it does like your entire health bar except for 2.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
That's
Well-
what you get for using assurance. RNG is still gonna fuck you either way.
Yeah, very true. Well, you're currently averaging 1 hit point healed per battle medicine. And we go to whale.
Okay. Whale. It's not letting me move.
Oh. Maybe this rock is like a sticking point. Here, I'm gonna put you here. Although we'll still pretend that you're in that first spot, effectively.
It's still not letting me move. I don't know. On the combat tractor, it says it's still the waterfall's turn. Maybe it's.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
no, you gotta
internet.
refresh, I think.
Could be another refresh, yeah.
Let me put you back where
Okay.
you were then. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're not making it do that.
No, it's just an
I'm gonna
unfortunate
refresh just for the
circumstance.
hell
though.
of it.
Yeah.
Amazed I haven't had any problems.
Yeah, usually I do
Maybe
too.
I have had problems and haven't even noticed it.
It could
Yeah.
be.
This is the first time I've had problems like this with Foundry.
Oh, wow. No, this is...
Out of 3 whole times, so
Oh.
I mean, that's not a huge sample, but.
33% actually seems pretty accurate for how often I have these troubles.
Okay, I'm back in. Okay, it's my turn. I'm gonna move. I'll move is this area's like ice, right? I should
Yeah,
stay
there's
out of
difficult
that.
terrain.
It's difficult terrain, so it just costs double movement. So there's no other, like, you don't take
Okay.
damage or anything.
And
So
you should be able
because
to
I
just skirt
have
around it.
panache, my movement is increased by 10.
Yes, that is true.
So I should be able to move to the
Yeah.
other side here. That's 45.
So
right?
your
At
base
least
is also
35,
increased
yeah.
by 5, so it's actually 40 is your current speed with panache.
Oh, okay.
You also
Yeah.
probably don't need to go to the far side of it because no one's going to be able to flank with you.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'll just go
You
here
can
then.
if you want to, but
So... What?
I just moused over Rill and I saw that he was like badly injured.
Yeah.
it's no problem. Just
Oh,
get the thing killed.
Okay, I'm gonna try. And... I don't think I can trip the wave, so I'm just gonna try to strike it.
Oh, you can definitely trip the wave. It won't make it prone, as we mentioned before. I did not know that rule about
Yeah.
in water being
In
prone.
the water, yeah.
So...
Doesn't exist.
I will try that as a second action.
Very nice. That will be a hit on the wave.
Okay, and I'm gonna use my finisher again, because I have panache. And which finisher friggin' is it? The unbalancing finisher. I'm gonna try
Nice.
to do, which would make it flat-footed until the end of my next turn. So let me do damage.
Okay,
19
we already
damage.
determined that was the correct amount of damage. That's perfect. So you slash through the water. To you, it feels kind of silly, as if you're slicing a sword through a pond. But you do hear kind of a nails on a chalkboard type screech as you do so. So it's clearly being hurt by this. And you have one action left and no panache currently.
Aha. Yeah, I will just. Oh, so it is flat-footed though. Is that a thing on the
yes.
wave?
Yeah, it is
Okay.
flat-footed till the end of your next turn to everybody.
Okay, so we'll be flat-footed. I'm gonna try to hit it again. Okay, that's all looks right.
That flat-footed's gonna be clutch.
Yeah, that is clutch because that will hit.
All right.
Especially since we can't make it prone.
All right, for an additional 12 damage as you're able to slice through it again. It is not yet bloodied as we go to Red-Eye's turn.
All right.
I hope blood doesn't start showing up in it.
Yeah, that would be terrifying. It just turns into a fully red wave by the end. Oh my goodness. Ugh.
You've messed with the wrong frog now. I know the water like the back of my webbed hands. And a skull and crossbones will appear in the air behind him as he casts a harm spell,
Oh,
just a
hell
one
yeah.
action one, and laugh as negative energy courses into the thing.
Love
So
it.
it'll need a fortitude save.
Awesome, awesome. You're doing the 2 action, I assume?
No, the one action.
Oh, the 1 action. Gotcha.
Range and touch.
Nice.
And I get to use my tongue to do it.
Oh, very cool. It is going to succeed, so it'll take half damage.
Alright, let's drill that damage for you then.
Alrighty. It'll take 5 negative damage as you're able to kind of necrotically freeze some parts of the water that instantly fall off, break away from the wave. Pretty sick stuff there, and you've got 2 actions left.
Yeah, I will strike with my rapier. 23.
Terrific. That'll hit.
No panache right now, so just regular damage.
Okay, an additional 6 as you guys keep chipping away at this guy.
Sorry, Whale, but I don't really want to be standing next to this fella. And Red-Eye will move away to here.
Alrighty, you dash
Okay, my turn.
backwards, having done some solid damage, and we go to Mir.
Alright, Mia's just gonna like facepalm as she looks at everybody rushing towards it and just sigh and go, alright, and she's gonna cast Spout again
Nice.
on it.
Alrighty, let me get that reflex save going for you.
Is damage.
And it will
I
succeed.
What's the range on this?
30.
30 feet. Yeah, it's -2, but I'll throw a trident at him.
Nice. I will take 6 damage from the water spout as you give it a boxer's uppercut with its own flesh.
And there's the trident.
That trident roll is going to be a failure. It is returning, though, so it does just snap right back to you, despite missing the water.
Mm-hmm.
And you sustained as well, right? Oh, no, you did not sustain, so
No,
it's
I
got
didn't
its full
sustain
speed
it.
back.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. Alrighty, it is now the waterfall's turn. It is still flat-footed. It's got you in its reach, Whale, so it is going to take a gander at trying to not spank this time. It's going to slap you with the wave. Oh, and it'll roll a natural 1 as it attempts to do so. It is still too gobsmacked by the fact that its own water spouted into it. That having missed, it is going to try to wave at you again with multiple attack penalty. This one will similarly miss, as it just can't seem to envelop your goblin form. The last action it's going to take now, a little bit terrified at its growing weakness, and the fact that it is now, as of the water spout, bloodied, it will attempt to hide again. Stealth. Boo, boo, boo. There it is. Compare this to perception DCs, and it is hidden to all of you. As we go to Eidor.
This is the most cowardly divine guardian.
Hey, you guys are laying the
on.
hurt on it. It is not looking good.
First action, I want to do a little bit more damage with my sword, so I'm going to take an action to, I believe, grasp it with 2 hands, and then I'm going to take one more action to stride to, like, right there. And on the way, as I pass by a rail, I'll go, just stay back, and I'll make sure to patch you up after this here fight's done.
Plan! And you can see he's already reaching for a pistol.
Love it.
I'll get into the pool. I'll notice that the water is like I can't really see where it is, and I'll go, oh hell! And I'll just try to plunge my sword into somewhere that I think it might be at.
Nice, good luck. We'll start with a DC 11 flat check before your attack roll.
Okay. Just a D20.
It's a D20.
Yeah, just the little D20 image should be the second from the left on your bar there. Nice. So you're able to locate it, and let's see how that attack roll turns out.
I got you. Okay, so strike. Yeah, looks like everything's in order.
Oh no! Oh my dude, you are getting unlucky with these rolls here. No hero point to spend. That is a critical failure. I feel good that we are not doing those card decks.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, I can barely see it anyway. It's fine.
Well, you do have 1 action left. Or no, you had to put 2 hands on the sword. Might be. So then we are up to Whale.
So can I attack it even though I can't see it?
Yes, so you do the same thing that Eidor did, where you'd first have to roll a flat check to try to locate it. Because you do know that it's in those squares.
You still know where it is, you just don't know exactly where it is. You know what square it's in, but you don't.
Okay,
So the flat check
Take
is
an
to see
action
whether you
to
know whether.
seek for it, I think.
That is true. You could seek
Feel it.
to try
Yeah.
to make it not hidden anymore.
If you seek, then you could spot it, and then it's completely not hidden, and you can just attack it normally.
Okay, I'd like to seek.
Awesome. So that'll
That's
be a
probably good
blind
because
perception check.
It's not an attack action. No map.
You are unable to locate it. It remains hidden to you.
Okay.
You could also ready a reaction to when it becomes revealed.
Yeah, very
But
true.
that would take 2 actions to ready.
I think that's still the better option, so I'll do that.
Cool. So you spend your remaining 2 actions. Essentially, the moment it is revealed, you will get a free strike in at your current map, which is non-existent, so you'll have no penalty there. And we go to Red-Eye Rill.
Right. Red-Eye will spend an action to increase the area of his Bless emanation.
Oh, beautiful. Perfect
which
spot
should
for it.
cover both my party members now.
Not Whale from the current position. Since two
No?
diagonals is 15 in P2E. But you
yeah,
do
you're
have
right.
Eidor in there.
Yeah.
Like that.
In which case, I will move to here with a stride because it's difficult terrain. Just so that I'm covering both my party members.
Nice.
And then I will cast Guidance on Eidor.
Love that. All right. Giving out all the beautiful buffs there. So I'll let you guys generate those conditions for yourselves and apply them as Mir takes her turn.
Here, hold on. There's Bless, so you can apply that to yourself. The effect, you can just drag it onto your token and it should do it automatically. Same with Guidance. Keep in mind, Eidor, that Guidance can be used for skill checks, and you can use it for whichever roll you want. Same with saving throws. Bless is just attack rolls, so don't use Guidance on an attack roll.
Yes, they do not stack.
Alright. I'm gonna use my first action to just get a little closer here.
Nice.
And I'll do another spout.
Alrighty.
Beating him up with himself.
Oh yeah. Best part about it is no flat check. That is a good damage roll. Let's see how much he's taking. He will succeed barely and take 6 additional damage from your water spout. Awesome. And now it is the waterfall's turn.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Oh sure, no problem. As soon as this combat is over, we'll take a quick 10 as well, just to decompress. Okay, so the waterfall's turn. It is instantly going to reveal itself by making a wave attack. So Whale, you can go ahead and do your strike on it.
Okay. Is it the full strike?
Oh yeah, full strike.
Okay.
Now, if you had used map in that turn, map would apply, but you didn't, so it doesn't.
20.
A 20. It is no longer flat-footed due to your thing, due to your.
21 with Bless.
Yeah, it is a 21 with Bless, so that is currently a miss. You do have a hero point, or since it was a reaction, you can just take it as it is, but it's a miss as it stands.
I'll just keep it.
Alrighty, so it missed. Seeing that you did just try to attack it, it's going to whip out another wave directly at you with no multiple attack penalty. And that is going to be enough to hit.
Can I try to nimble dodge?
Yeah.
So if a creature targets...
You could, except you used your reaction to ready that strike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you only... Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
1 reaction per turn. I'm sorry about that.
I will take it then.
Either way, you would be pleased to know that nimble dodge wouldn't have helped anyway. So at least you didn't waste it, I guess. It is going to do a whopping, let me make sure I have you selected, 20 damage.
That's how much it did the last time.
As this whale dislocates your jaw as it just slams across your face. That having been done, it is going to aim another wave at Eidor with multiple attack penalty.
Yeah, bring it on.
You're doing reactive shield, you said?
Oh, I am?
I'm sorry, there was a bit of robot noise. I was just kind of assuming.
I can't. I'm holding my sword in two hands.
Oh, you're right. Well, you will be pleased to know that it will actually miss you. Uh, that having been done, it is actually going to attempt to grab you instead. It does no longer want to hide, but this will be a -10 to its athletics check. Grab is against fortitude, and that will actually be enough. It rolled amazingly high on the die, so go ahead and give yourself the grab condition, and it is now your turn.
Okay. Conditions. Where?
That is a save, so if you want to, you can spend that guidance on bumping that up by 1, just in case.
Technically, it is going against his DC, so it is not a saving throw that is being made.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
good. It's good thinking, but
Okay. So grabbed. Remind me again. Can I still do attack actions at this thing while I'm grabbed?
yes, you most definitely can.
Okay. Do I get any kind of penalty from that?
You are currently flat-footed to it, and you cannot move, but otherwise there is no penalty to grabbed.
All right. Made a mistake bringing me closer. Unless I roll an app.
Yeah, again, that would be awful.
Okay. Well, plus 14. Let's 22. It's not terrible.
Okay, making that a 23 with Bless will be a hit, so go ahead and toss me some damage.
All right, and you'll be excited to know. Oh, I am going to power attack this for 2 actions.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem.
And excited to know that I fucked around with my sheet a little bit and looked at my feats, and I managed to get power attack working right. So
awesome. Thank you. That must be a relief, as you do 17 damage with your power attack. Moving this thing, if you hover over it, everybody should be able to now see that it is badly injured, as most of the water, its size, has seemingly greatly diminished and thinned out. The water is looking quite thin. It's not a strong waterfall that it was previously, and you have 1 action left.
Let's see. I'm going to try to escape.
Heck yeah, so this will be with multiple attack penalty, -10 due to power attack.
Okay. So that's going to be, let's see, athletics. Yeah, so I can just, and then I can do, I'll just name that MAP. I'll just do -10 there.
Sure.
That's going to be only a +3, but who knows? Maybe I'll roll something. Who knows?
Oh, wow. That was a terrific roll, but it won't succeed. If only because this thing is a powerful foe. But you gave it a valiant effort, to be sure, as we have Whale coming up next.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay. So with the end of Eidor's turn, I'd actually like to use my... Oh no, it's a freaking reaction. Okay, just kidding. I won't do anything.
Well, you do gain your reaction at the start of your turn, but obviously you can't use it on your current turn, if that makes sense.
Yes. But no, so I wouldn't have had it at the end of his turn.
Yes, unfortunately not.
Yeah. Okay, I would like to... I don't think there's really much else to do other than try to hit it. Because none of my abilities would really...
Terrific. That is going to be a hit on the waterfall.
I don't have any panache or anything, so...
Okay, a solid 12 damage. As you continue to cut the life out of this water, the water is now pouring back into the pool as this thing continues to be near death, and you have 2 actions left.
Okay, I would like to... Shit, I don't remember what that was. I'll try to hit it again.
A 12 is a critical failure with your second attack, with 1 action left.
Whoa. I will.
It's one action to get ready to aid. If you want to just.
That is true.
Okay, yeah, I could do aid. Yeah, okay, I will aid. Do I have to pick the ally ahead of time?
Yes, you have to pick the ally and what you're looking to help the ally with, whether that's escaping or attacking or what have you.
Since Red-Eye... Oh, wait, where did Red-Eye... Okay.
Right behind you.
Oh, I don't see you.
You got Red-Eye right here.
Oh,
Currently.
okay. Okay, so since Red-Eye is next, I will aid Red-Eye if they try to attack.
Sure. I'm trying to remember if you have to be adjacent to aid. Or if that's a
Aid is
thing.
extremely contextual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Depends a lot on what you're trying to do to aid.
It does seem
I'll
as
run up and
though...
hit it. You just get ready, whale.
Like, if you were using an attack roll to aid somebody's attack roll, then it'd be like you have to be
adjacent,
to
yeah.
the enemy, you know?
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. So yeah, I mean, if you are going to try and aid his attack roll, you being adjacent to the enemy is enough for me. Instead of being adjacent to Red-Eye.
So it says to attempt a skill check or attack roll. So I guess I will try to distract it as Red-Eye tries to hit it so that it's not paying attention and Red-Eye has a better chance.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then you will end up making that roll during the reaction itself. So this action is just essentially you preparing to do it, but you're about to roll anyway, as, like you said, Red-Eye is next up.
Right. Red-Eye will move forward and try to tumble through as he goes.
Oh,
so
very
I'll give you
cool.
that acrobatics check.
Okay. Okie dokie. This is going to be a failure to tumble through.
Alright, as long as it's not a critical failure, because then I just get to stride normally, so I'll just move to here.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
And with my rapier, I will strike down, which triggers the aid.
Perfect. So we will have Whale roll an attack roll with no map to see if you can hit the DC 20.
Okay. So just a regular strike.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As you are now, your distraction is in full effect.
30.
Awesome roll. A critical success will give Red-Eye a +2 to his roll instead of just a +1.
Wait.
And I believe that's circumstance, so that should stack with bless.
It is. It's very nice. So with a whole +15, come on, don't fail me now.
Oh my god. Oh, that's a
it
miss!
did fail me now. I'm absolutely burning a hero point.
Oh,
that.
please do. Okay, that'll convert it into a hit. So go ahead and give me your damage, and then we'll describe this cool hit. We'll see if it kills him or not. It might not. But either way, hero point is worthy of
That's
description.
a good roll.
It's not going to kill, but I would like a little flair on what just happened in your turn there, if you don't mind.
All right. A Red-Eye rushes forward, strikes out with his rapier, and seeing that it seems to be passing through the water, doing minimal damage, he will simply stick out his tongue. The skull and crossbows appear, and for one action, he casts another harm.
I love that. Okay, fortitude save to try and get the kill here. Whoops, I accidentally covered my saves here. Okay, your DC is 21, and this time it's used to your wily tricks. It is going to critically succeed to no effect from the harm spell. As we go to Mir's turn, with this thing seemingly about to collapse.
Alright, let's kill it in the most unrespectful way possible with a spout.
Oh, beautiful. Let's see. Okay, reflex. Hoping for a low roll. Alright, depending on damage, it succeeded, so it'll take half. Oh, baby! Go ahead and give it to me, Mir.
Alright, something like a mouth gapes open as it's trying to attack its next target. But, like, the spout comes in and, like, pushes up some water into the mouth hole, and then you just it kind of eats itself. Like, it just sucks its whole body up and then poofs into nothing.
I love that. It imploded on itself. So a heavy grinding of stone on stone heralds your victory as another secret door in the northeastern wall leads deeper into the dungeon. And
if you don't mind me adding
go for
a little bit of extra
please do.
flair to that, I think the very after effects of the harm, you still see like the skull and crossbones laughing in the spray as Spear takes it out.
Yes. I love that.
Because of the
like
mist of that
the
spell.
ball that's left as it's like collapsing is like a little skull you can see as it explodes.
As it kind of like falls apart or sloshes or whatever, Eidor, who is being held like, I don't know, like 5 feet up in the air, he just falls straight on his ass and he's like, ow!
Oh my god, I love that. Awesome. So I paused the game. We're going to do some requesting more exploration activities as we are continuing onwards in Captain Renlock's challenge for you all. But we're going to take a quick 10-minute break for everybody before we continue on with the one-shot. I think we are well on our way to meeting time. I don't anticipate having to keep y'all past the 4-hour planned mark, despite that being a long double combat. So let's say we'll probably hop back on the mic at 9:30, if that's okay with everybody. 9:30 Eastern.
10 minutes from now.
Yeah, about 10-12 minutes from now. And if you don't mind, just give me a little what's up in the Foundry chat when you're back and ready to roll. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in a few.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I think that is everybody. Good stuff. All right, before we resume here, I am going to toss another hero point to the party for withstanding some bad rolls and for hopefully some good medicine checks. I'm going to be tossing to Eidor.
Nice.
All
right.
Awesome. That being done, the doorway has opened. I know there's probably going to be some healing done, but I will also request another... What the heck just happened? Sorry, I didn't mean to move you guys. I was trying to macro you guys. That's what I meant to do. Request some exploration. Apologies for the shuffle there.
Is there anything we can do to, like, heal up a bit?
Yeah, we should
Red-Eye's got
probably-
some training in medicine, but I think he'll probably just be aiding Eidor.
Yeah, Eidor is going to, actually, give me 1 second. I'm just going to do, defend for when I start moving again. But, yeah, Eidor is just going to go around and do, like, a ring of God, treat wounds. Fucking dropped from my mind for a second. Yeah, just a round of treat wounds for everybody.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll aid him in that.
Terrific.
Yeah, I
and
guess
you
we
have
don't
Lord
really-
Medic as well.
Have like a time-sensitive mission, so we could just sit around and shoot wounds forever.
Yeah. Okay, let me just check my feats for stuff. But yeah, I can actually use treat wounds on up to two targets. So 3 of us. This will only take like 20 minutes
Love
rather
that
than
feat.
like 40.
Yeah.
But let's. Actually, Mir's completely uninjured, so I can just treat wounds on you two, and I'm not that much injured. Okay,
It
so
looks like you and Whale need it more, from my
badly injured.
perspective.
Yeah, Whale and Rill. Okay, so treat wounds. Treat wounds. God, where is that? I know it's on my actions list somewhere.
Oh. Can be
There's
tough
a macro
to find.
for it, too.
Yeah, there is
I'm
a
at third
really
of
good
my hit
macro for it.
points.
Same.
Are you thinking of going for the DC 15, or you want to risk the DC 20?
I am getting help, I believe, aren't I, from Rail?
Oh yeah, you're getting that aid
Yeah.
as well. I almost forgot about that. Either way, that
Yeah,
aid
that
is
check
good
will be a
fly.
DC 20.
If you use
Yeah,
your strengths, it would
I'll roll that
yeah.
first before you
Yeah,
even
so-
decide.
Yeah. So for okay,
Nice.
so it looks like it succeeds. So for Whale, I'm gonna do the DC 20.
Perfect.
Is
You'll
Rill
get a
helping?
+1 from Rill's aid.
Do I have a treat wounds action here? I don't know if I do. Well, that's unfortunate. I have battle medicine, but no treat wounds. That's fine.
Oh, that's weird.
It's in the utility.
Oh, yep, yeah, they pop it in there.
I'll just do medicine.
Also, can you not just hold on? There's a macro in the compendium. If you go to the PF2E macros one for treat wounds, that just automates a little bit of that.
I'll just use medicine for now for this one. So what is the aid bonus?
The aid bonus is 1
1.
currently.
So I'll just add +1.
Less long since expired.
Yeah.
14.
Okay, very good. So that'll be a success on the DC 20 for 2d8 plus 15 health. I remove your panache just because combat is over.
Yeah.
You get
Awesome.
28 hit.
That is a
And then
lot
with
of
Ward
health.
Medic, is that the same roll for both of us, or do you roll individually for each of us?
I
don't remember.
believe it actually is the same because you are treating 2 patients at the same time.
Okay, so I'll just take that same healing then,
Yeah.
unless you want it.
Awesome. So 28 to each of
All
you.
right. So yeah, it looks like Rill's at like, I don't know, like 75%, and Whale's at about 50%. So I think that's pretty decent. For,
5 shy, but if we want to just spend another... if you spend a whole hour, you get double, which should have us both up to full. And it also refreshes the immunity to guidance, which never hurts.
yeah, sure. Let's
You
go for
guys.
it.
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't wait an hour. Is the judge is
Yeah.
not gonna get up and walk away? I mean,
Yeah, we have-
hopefully not.
We have time. We're just sure to get our captain's treasure. The impetus is on us to progress forward. So I think we can easily wait an hour.
Sure. So you wait an hour. It is quite uneventful, so you feel good about making that decision. You each are healed an additional 28, putting you back up to full. And guidance is refreshed as well.
And I'm.
Oh,
I
I didn't use a focus point. Sorry, never mind.
I have. I guess I could use medicine, on myself, but I think I'm gonna be fine. All right.
Cool. In that case, it looks like we have Eidor progressing with his shield raised. Red-Eye is scouting for that +1 initiative bonus. What about Whale and Mir as we progress deeper
I
into the
accidentally
caves?
closed it.
Oh, no worries. I can reactivate it for you guys here. Oh my god, it's being pesky.
I submitted a void notice. I don't know if it went through.
Oh, I did not see it. I may have just missed it. Okay, in that case, we'll have
I
you
don't see
both
it in the
avoiding
chat,
notice.
I think I'm gonna refresh, but
Yeah, no
I
problem.
meant to send a void notice.
Awesome, got the blind stealth from Mir, and then once you're all refreshed, just toss me a blind stealth to work off of, and then I will unpause here so that you guys can progress through the caves as you wish.
Okay.
Before we continue, Red-Eye takes a moment and bows at the foot of the leaf, the symbol of Gazra. And he'll say a short prayer. Gazra, Lord of the Wind and Waves, I am a servant of my lady, but I still respect you and thank you. We appreciate your testing. And he takes out a single silver piece. It's not much, but consider it a token of my respect for you. The same gift I give my lady, I gift to you now. And he sets that silver piece right on the symbol.
That is a very sweet gesture. There is no vocal reaction this time, however. A slight breeze comes in from the cracked ceiling that the sunlight is pouring through, and a single vibrant leaf floats down through the room and rests gently on your shoulder, and you know this to be a sign from Gazra themselves.
I think your prayer worked.
Gazra certainly sees you as worthy, that much is true. Awesome, so I have both stealth rolls in. Terrific. Alright, then whoever would like to take the lead.
Well, I think somebody chose scout, so...
That is true. That's very true. It would
You don't
make
need to
the
be
most
in the
sense.
front of the party to scout. And since I was the one doing that, I think I'll just stay right behind whoever is.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
I got my shield up, so I'll be fine.
I'll be all the way in the back since you guys are all kind of melee-ish.
I think I can go like, yeah, assuming I don't get like massively crit. I think I can go like one more combat, and then before I really need to like heal myself. So it looks like there's 2 ways to go here. Oh wait, hang on. I know this. So when we kind of hit this crossroads here, Eidor kind of frowns, looks at these kind of little it's like these 4 little things here, these 4 little circles, and he pulls out his piece of the map, and he goes, "Well, would you look at that? I believe that this room here's what's drawn on this map, or at least this fragment of this map."
What do you see to the north there? I can't quite tell.
Here, let me move. Come take a look at this.
What do I see to the north?
So, a short passageway opens to the north into a long, quiet chamber, which is flanked on both sides by wooden racks bedecked with old, dust-covered weapons. Some of them appear to be in fine condition, while others appear to be nothing more than rusted scrap. The clockwork parrot, Kahlo, sits atop a small statue with a plaque at the far end of the chamber, lit from above by a narrow shaft of light. Similarly, as you kind of move into this other room, there is definitely something on your map regarding the right-hand room. You're right about that. I'll give a basic description, though. The cavern corridor opens into a naturally domal chamber. There are 4 stone pedestals standing before you, arrayed in a semicircle around a small altar. Atop the altar are 4 stone sculptures. One depicts the sun, another has been carved to look like a crescent moon, the third is a tablet that has a small constellation of stars carved into it, and the fourth resembles a comet racing through the sky. The pedestals are all identical save for the fact that each has a shining coin set into its face, starting on the left, well, I guess the top, going from top to bottom, with copper, followed by silver, gold, and finally platinum. There is a stone door set in the far wall, but it has no handle on this side.
You say that one's your room?
Well, it seems to be, there's a little riddle, I think, on this piece of paper. It says, lost at sea, remember that the one that is worth the most always goes last.
Alright. Pretty
The
sure
one-
this room to the north of us is the one on my map. Don't anyone go in there. It says something rather ominous. It says, "Pay homage to the lost. Take not their blade or spear if you want to win the Pirate King's treasure." I'm not quite sure if it's worth even going in there.
Well,
Despite
think
how
it says pay
Oh, no.
homage to the lost, right?
those weapons are pretty.
I mean, maybe we should offer a prayer if those are caskets or something.
Or a weapon.
I think you might be right, but we probably ought to tackle these rooms one at a time. So which one should we do
Yeah.
first?
Well, paying homage to the lost seems easy enough, and not touching their stuff, right, guys?
Right.
Yeah.
I look around at the not touching their stuff part.
Well, yeah, for now.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, maybe if we say a prayer, I mean, they'll even offer us some of those. Ooh, I like that rapier there.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
rusty rapier.
if it's life or death, then I don't need to be. I could set off my piratey instincts for now.
yeah, we gotta think about the treasure at the end.
Right, you're
Alright.
right. I don't
Well-
actually want a new rapier, so, you know, I'm sure Besmara would be fine with us just paying homage, not... Oh, but it's so pretty.
I got an extra dagger that I'm not using. If they want weapons or something.
With
What
a
is
shot.
it? Can you read it again? What does it say about the weapons?
It says don't take them.
Oh, just don't take? Okay.
Pretty much. It says, take not their blade or spear if you want to win the Pirate King's treasure.
Okay.
All right. Well, stand back, everybody. I'm gonna step into the room. Hopefully, if any nasty creature pops up, it'll just hit my shield.
Right behind you.
Silence greets you as you step into the room. Nothing's reacting to your approach.
Statue
Uh,
at the end. Does
What
it,
is that statue?
Yeah.
Kahlo is still currently sitting on top of the statue, and there's a small plaque at the statue's base that has text on it you can't quite make out from this distance.
I suppose we ought to go
Go
take a look
read
at
it.
that.
Yeah.
Sure. So as you
Watch
get
the door.
closer, you can
Okay.
see that the plaque reads, "Honor the weapons of the fallen dead, those who died in service upon the sea, but let not these tools go unused, for even in death they might help the living." It seems as though all of the weapons here used to belong to old crewmates who have since moved on, and this is a collection of the weapons that are here.
So don't touch the blade and don't touch the spear.
Makes sense.
We'll take anything else.
Well, I don't know about anything. A lot of these seems like they'd be considered blades. A club is not a blade or a spear.
Exactly. So if there's maces or clubs or anything that doesn't have a blade
The
or
only thing I
pointing,
can see is a club.
Do any of us recognize the statue itself, like who it might be, or is it just a generic statue?
The statue is quite weathered and worn. It seems to be just of a generic statue of a knight.
What is a sword crane? Is that something I should know what that is? Either whale or...
A sword cane is just a
cane.
cane inside it with a sword inside it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm not getting the weapon list. I don't see it.
You click
I
on the
double
picture.
click
Click
on
on
the
the-
image.
The image, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little loot token there.
What about a
Yeah, the only one I see is the club.
What's a falchion?
Falchion's a type of sword.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they want us to take one, or at least one, based on what the bird
wonder
said,
if-
right?
Hold on, there's only one thing that's not a spear or a sword in here. Someone grab
Yeah.
that club. Maybe it's a door opening lever.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say grab the club.
Someone who's not me, grab it.
Rill is compelled to take what he wants based on the edicts of his deity, so he will grab that club. Anything happen?
You grab the club, nothing happens, and if you would like it in your inventory, you can drag and drop it to your token, and then it'll just automatically pop it into your backpack there. Perfect.
Right. Well, boring.
Well, we did what the statue said.
Yeah.
We did what
Far
the
as
map
we
clue
know.
was.
Something about honoring the dead, right?
Yeah, I'll say a prayer.
Yeah, I'll say one too.
Pray on the club.
Uh,
Uh,
Ador. Ador's just gonna leave his dagger that he doesn't really. I mean, he uses to cut things sometimes, like a knife, but it's not like a combat weapon. He'll just lay it at the feet of the statue.
That's great.
Will laments that their bodies lie in a tomb instead of the bottom of the sea.
There is no reaction, although Kahlo does seem to be lightly sniffling, is overcome with emotion at the kind gestures you show.
Okay, next room?
This might just be one of those rooms where, like, if we get it right, then nothing goes wrong.
Yeah. And if you get it wrong, the temple collapses.
That would be awful.
Yeah, okay.
So as you reach the altar, you see that underneath the sculptures are several carved lines of text, which you should be seeing now.
To find your way, you must be able to navigate by the sun, the moon, and the stars. Well, obviously, praying upon a lucky comet to find your way home. The sun is mighty in value, worth more in place before the stars. The moon in her pale radiance can't be gold or copper. Despite a comet is worth 100 times what you might get for glancing upon the moon rises. Oh, so it's like the coins. They're
Yeah, I think you need to move them around.
increasing in value, copper, gold, silver, or whatever. And then the sun and the moon and the comet and that stuff. Or,
So
the
that
comet
is
has to be either gold or
copper, silver,
platinum.
and platinum, I believe.
Because
Oh shit!
comet has to be gold or platinum because it's 100 times. So
So the
nothing
moon.
really says
Hold
anything
on.
about the comet, though.
So stars
has
we
to
know
be-
comes right before moon.
The
So
moon
those
has
two
to
are
be
next.
silver or platinum, and the comet is 100 times the moon, which means that those two are guaranteed to be. The moon is silver, and the comet is platinum.
Yep, has to be
the
that.
best thinking.
And the sun's worth more than something, so it has to be gold.
Here, I'll
Stars come
I'll
out right before the moon, so it must be copper. And then your map hint said to do the most valuable one last, right? So we start with copper and work our way to platinum, setting them down.
Or was it
Ah,
first?
What? All right. So you're the puzzle solving types. Just tell me where to put these.
Everybody should be able to control the 4 celestial objects. Essentially what you're going to do is you can't move the coins, so you're effectively placing it on the statue by placing it directly next to the relevant coin,
Oh,
if that makes
okay.
sense.
Can you pop up that little riddle plaque thing again?
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks.
So what exactly did the map hint say? Can you read it to me word for word real quick?
Yeah, out of character, I'll just read it with a clearer voice. At sea, remember that the one that is worth the most always goes last.
Alright. So, the comet's last.
Yeah. And the
So does the
moon
order that
is-
we place them matter?
I think so, because it says the sun has to
Yeah.
come out its place before the stars.
Yeah, so gold is before copper.
So
I
stars is
think I'm
copper.
confused.
And the stars is right before the moon, so it's gold, copper, silver, platinum.
So stars, and then the moon is silver.
No, the sun has to be placed first, and Rill will pull the stars off and set
No,
the
the
sun.
comet is the platinum.
So the
the sun
sun
is
goes
gold.
first.
The comet goes first, because you said the highest value goes first, right?
No, it goes last, wasn't it?
Highest
I
value
thought you
goes
said
last.
first.
The one
Oh.
that is worth
Oh yeah, last.
last.
One is worth the most. All right, sorry.
But if the stars... Hold
Sun's
on.
before the star, so gold is before copper.
It's
At
placed.
some point,
is-
not directly before.
It says that the stars come out before the moon.
And the star's
that-
right before
So
the
the
moon.
stars must be next.
So yeah, so copper, silver has to be part of the sequence, and platinum is last, right? So gold is before stars, so it's gold, copper, silver, platinum.
So
But how do you
gold-
know that the sun is gold?
Because it's worth more. Where?
No, the comet
How
is
did I-
100 more than the moon.
The stars
Sun
come out
is-
right before the moon rises.
But the sun
Yeah.
is mighty in value,
So-
worth more and placed before the stars.
Yeah.
Worth more in
So
place
because
before.
the
Yeah.
moon and
Oh,
the
worth
comet
Yeah,
more
the
and
moon and the
placed
comet
before,
are
okay.
silver and platinum, and
Alright,
the
I
sun is more than
understand.
the stars, so it has to be gold because that's the only one left other than copper.
Okay.
one down, and then
Alright, I missed that part about the worth more. Okay.
do that.
So it's gold, copper, silver, platinum.
Yeah, and I've just put down the silver and then the platinum.
The four
In that order.
sculptures glow with a radiance matching the color of their corresponding coin before floating up towards the ceiling to create a vibrant illusion of the sky. You see the sun setting on the ocean with the stars, and then the moon rising before a flash that resolves with a comet streaking overhead. The illusion dissipates, and the stone door before you swings open.
Well, what do you
Yay.
know? Nice one, fellas.
Sorry.
Ooh. That looks ominous.
You don't want to change exploration activities before we enter a new room, or are we pretty good?
If you'd
I'm
like
I'm
to,
not
I can
gonna do
reactivate
anything
it.
else.
I think I'm good.
I'm fine too, I just wanted to double check.
I'm still doing defense.
Alright, away we go.
Okay.
Oops, I clicked on the door.
Oh, whoops. The rolling ocean has been painted on the walls of this chamber in faded blues and pale white. Opposite the entrance is a raised platform with an enormous stone throne set against the far wall. I'm going to show you an image that is familiar to you.
Oh.
An equally large skeleton sits on the throne, clad
Oh my
in the
God.
raiment of a pirate, complete with a patch over one of its empty eye sockets. The voice of your former captain calls out from the darkness.
My old friends, you have come so far, and the end is just over the horizon. I hope you will face this final test together and learn, as I have, that you can only step into the future by overcoming your past.
As the voice fades, the giant skeleton suddenly stirs, standing up and drawing a massive hook. With a nightmarish clatter, it stumbles forward to attack. We're going to enter
hell.
initiative with this gigantic pirate skeleton.
Holy shit.
Don't forget, you get a +1 to initiative.
Yes, everybody does. Get a +1 to their
Plus one
initiative
to whatever
rolls.
my stealth roll was.
That's just circumstance, right?
Oh yeah, perfect. I forgot that we are using those.
Yep.
Let me find them real quick.
Okay.
What's the +1 from?
That is from the scout for
Oh, okay.
the scout action that he took there. Alright, so I will get those +1s in there. I'm just currently getting them in. Actually, the +1s do not impact them all, so I'm just going to leave them as they are.
Yeah, I already added the plus
Yeah,
one.
me too.
Yeah.
Oh
think
no,
we all
I'm
did.
sorry. I just meant for Mir and Whale because I imported your stealth rolls.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it just happened to be exactly the same for you, Whale. That's actually hilarious. You got a 19 on stealth as well. That's a funny coincidence. Okay, so we're going to start with the pirate skeleton, who ends up going first. The pirate skeleton is going to do this. He's going to move. He's going to spend 2 actions, actually, to move here. And then he's going to spend his 3rd action swinging his hook at Eidor directly in front of him here. Okay.
Oh, shit.
You have your shield raised.
37.
You do have your shield raised. Your armor class is currently 24. As it stands now, he will hit you. Would you like to use shield block?
You know what? Yeah, we will finally use shield block. Yes.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So your hardness is 5. Both you and your shield will take 18 damage. That will instantly break your shield, I believe.
Yeah, that shit is broken. That is 2 HP left.
It stormed straight up to you, destroyed your shield, and it is now Mir's turn.
Oh my god!
Alright, Mir is going to try to...
If you can buff one, I can buff the other of the marshals.
I don't have buffs.
Alright, well, I figured I'd ask.
Try to slow it down a little bit, hopefully. Maybe we can try to back away from it a little bit. I doubt that's gonna happen, but, you know. I'll do a grease.
Oh, hell yeah. I love that spell.
And it's gonna be... these 4 squares.
Cool. That's a reflex on casting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It will succeed the reflex save. So
Alright,
I believe it stays standing.
Yeah. I'll give it a clanging ice as my 3rd action.
Terrific. Alright, we'll do that save. And that one is going to be a critical success for 0 damage from the clinging ice.
Damn.
As it slips and slides in the grease and is unaffected by the ice spell, we go to Red-Eye Rill.
Oh, it's not great. And Red-Eye will cast Heroism on Eidor. So, pop that in the chat, and you should be able to just drag the effect onto your token.
Very nice. Wow, and that is for 10 minutes. Hell yeah.
And then, Red-Eye will battle medicine Eidor with a DC of 15.
Thank you, Rill.
Good stuff.
Let's see what I roll first before you thank me. That'll work.
Oh yeah. For the 2d8. Alright, a nifty
Almost
8 health.
perfectly average.
So we go to Whale's turn.
Okay. Okay. So what is the stealth roll do anything?
The stealth roll was your initiative, but it rolled dang high that it was not enough. You were not sneaky enough for this thing.
Okay. I would like to, since we're pretty far away, it's too big for me to... Okay. It's too big to use a net. It's too big to use... I would like to fire my crossbow using the blind pepper bolt.
Oh, that's a cool consumable. Awesome. Okay, so that is currently a hit, and I believe I have to make a save for the blind pepper bolt. Is that right?
Yes. Oh, okay. I thought it would. Okay, hold on. It's a 17, I think, fortitude. Let me double check
Gotcha,
my
I'll toss it
items.
here.
Inventory. Oh, it took it out of my inventory.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Were you pretty sure it was a DC 17 though?
I was sure about 17. I wasn't sure about fortitude. But let me just look it up. And they become dazed if they fail.
Okay. If it is a fortitude, then it did succeed.
Yeah, it is fortitude. I looked it up.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So he succeeds the save, but that will do normal crossbow damage either way.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't do damage?
I don't think so. So.
It should still do damage. It's just an extra.
Yeah, because it
When
acts as a normal
activated
bolt.
blind pepper bolt hits a target, it deals no damage.
Oh crap! You're right.
Oh.
This is a specific case of 0 damage.
Uh.
Oh, it looks as though on a success it's still dazzled until the end of your next
Okay.
turn, but it can end
Yeah.
the effect early if it spends an action.
Yes.
Okay, which it will probably do that. You do have 2 actions left, though.
Okay. I would like to. These are pillars, right?
Yes, they are.
I would like to stride. Oh, it won't let me move. Again. It says it's my turn.
Oh, game's paused.
Oh, why did
Oh.
I pause it? I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, I would like to stride behind this pillar over here. And then I don't know if I should. Actually, could I try to hit it first before I stride?
Yeah, definitely. You're thinking another crossbow shot?
Yeah.
Now, do
so
you
that
need
would...
to reload that crossbow? That's the question, I guess.
Oh.
Or is it a light crossbow?
It's a hand crossbow.
Oh, a hand crossbow. So you shouldn't have to reload that.
It does
Okay.
reload. It's just
Yeah,
a
it's
one-handed.
reload 1.
Oh, damn. All right, rip. So if
What
you
does
do want to
that mean?
attack it, that would be 1 action to reload, and then the strike would be your final action.
No, I won't do that. I will just move like I said I was gonna move. And then I will try to hide
Gotcha.
to gain
that is
cover
perfect.
behind the pillar.
From your current vantage point, at least, it definitely still has a clear line of sight to you. You'd probably have to be, like, here.
Okay.
But, yeah, actually, yeah, you can reach that with your speed. I don't know why it's saying you only
Yeah.
have 30. You definitely have 35. Because that is your base speed.
Did it
an ash.
move?
Yeah, it moved you.
No, I'm saying did the skeleton move?
Oh, no, it's still
Looks
right
like
here.
it's still in the chair, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Oh.
you gotta refresh your page.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. Okay, but that's my... So, I do want to do the hide. So, I do a blind stealth.
Awesome. Yeah, blind stealth to see if you can get his attention off of you. Okay.
that'll
All
be
right,
my
so that'll
turn.
end your turn. It is currently dazzled through the end of your next turn, which is hopefully going to come in handy as we go to Eidor.
Okay, so my shield is like completely fucking like busted. So can I can just like drop that as a free action, right?
So shield, yeah, sadly shield is still, it is like the only thing in the game that you cannot drop as a free action. And because I was doubting myself during our break, I actually double checked that, and that is accurate. Shields
If you
required
do-
to be detached.
If you do hold on to it, you could raise it again. You won't get the AC bonus, but you could block with it again.
Yes, you can still block with it.
No, I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna. God, it's. Let's see. Actually, let me. Building items. Detach a shield or item strapped to you. 1 action. and then drop it.
Yeah, you can still drop it as a free. So it's semantics, right? So detaching it from your arm is an action, and then you can drop it as a free action.
Okay, yeah. So I don't just he is feeling the effects of the heroism, but this skeleton is also kind of frightening. So he's just like quickly unlatches it and like chucks it aside, and then
Nice.
Uses his second action this turn to grip the sword with 2 hands, and he's gonna just make a regular attack at the skeleton.
Love it. Okay.
Maybe strike plus 15. Thank you, heroism. Are there any other modifiers that I was aware of?
Bless and guidance are not a factor currently, so I believe that is it.
Okay.
So I'd say it wouldn't stack with heroism.
Yeah,
so.
you're right. That's a good point. And a 21, your current roll will miss.
Alright,
so it's
that's
up to
fine.
you if you want to use a hero point on that, but if you do not, then we will go to the giant pirate skeleton's turn.
You know, this is. I'm pretty sure that this is like the final boss, so I'm just gonna use a hero point.
Sure.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
All right, fingers crossed.
Big money, big money.
Oh, and a
Worse.
worse roll. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Well, you know, at least.
Okay, alright, so next up we have our giant pirate skeleton friend, who is going to start by chuckling in your face and in the voice of your old captain saying, "That wouldn't have been enough to hit me when I was alive, sonny," and that'll be a demoralize action against you. So this will be against Eidor's will DC of 22. It's going to critically succeed.
Does he need to make a flat check to target him?
No, this is a concealment, but not for demoralize. He doesn't need to do a flat check. That would be dope, though. But yeah, it would be a DC 5.
I would say since he is technically targeting somebody, but it's your call.
With demoralize? Yeah, that's fair then.
It does have a target.
Yeah.
It would be a lot less effective if it's looking like in this square.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. I'll roll the flat check here. It'll be a DC 5 for concealment, and he actually failed. So he's not able to find you, which turns that critical demoralize into a non-action. That also does mean that you're immune to his further demoralizes because it's as if that action actually happened, which is terrific. It is then, that having failed, he's going to try and attack you with his hook. That'll require another flat check. Oh my god! He failed another DC 5 flat check.
I've never seen Dazzled do anything.
Me neither.
Amazing.
That's what I mean, already. Alright, hero point to Whale for Dazzled completely nerfing the hell out of this guy's turn. He's just going to attack a third time, so we will see.
Oh, you'd love to see it.
The flat check. He missed again! Natural 1! What? Oh my god, I need to take a picture of this and then post it in the chat after. I have never seen such awful luck. That is his whole turn, and Mir, you're up. Let me screenshot this on my... This is fucking bonkers. Oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is coming in clutch.
While we're here, looks like we're deciding to stand and fight for now. I'll just keep trying to belt out as much damage as I can. I'll do a clanging ice.
Nice, clinging ice. Let me pop in that reflex.
And another reflex for the sudden bolt.
He's going to fail the clinging ice, and for sudden bolt, he will succeed sudden bolt.
Ooh, that's a good roll though.
Deal some good damage right there.
So that is going to be 5 cold damage. However, he's resistant to cold damage, so he will take no damage from clinging ice. From sudden bolt, though, he will take half, which would normally be 16, but he's also resistant to electricity, so he will only take 11 damage from both spells combined. And we're on to Red-Eye Rill.
Still damaged him on a fail. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So what are the odds this guy's got an attack of opportunity? Pretty good? Pretty good. I can't even
I'd
get
say
the
about
flanking.
50-50. You can step into the grease, by the way.
Mm-hmm. You just can't stride into it.
Yeah.
If you stride,
But-
you have to make a reflex. And if you're really good at those, then it's fine.
Well, what I'm going to do, we'll start by we'll take the long way around and get closer to being flanking. So that'll be one stride. Does an attack of opportunity happen? Let me know. So I
It-
definitely moved out of his reach.
It does not.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Yeah, you're pretty good in a fight. It's a good thing you're so charitable to your humble crew, and I will cast Charitable Urge.
Oh, cool. Okay, so this is a will.
Wouldn't mind
save?
giving us a little bit of a fair shot here by maybe handing over your weapon there. So it is incapacitation. So if he's higher than level 6, he'll take a degree of success better.
Oh,
But
yes, he is.
we're gonna give it a go.
That turns his success into a crit success, so nothing
Oh.
happens. And after the movement and the spell, we are on to Whale.
So I didn't. When he moved, I didn't think. When I moved, I didn't realize that he was there. So I'm gonna step, or not step, stride, and then I think I'm gonna stride again because I want to get to. I want to try to tumble through him.
Sure,
Because
yeah,
that's
definitely.
the only way I can gain my panache back with this guy, because he's more than one size larger than me.
So
Um,
I would, when you tumble through, end up there, because you're gonna be better off giving our fighter flat-footed than me.
I don't. Wait, where?
Right on the
If you're
corner.
in this corner, you flank with
Yeah.
him instead of him.
But I wouldn't be able to tumble through if I went
You can keep
there.
You
riding
could
after you
tumble
tumble.
and then go back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I'll try to tumble.
Awesome, a successful
29 for
tumble through.
Tumbling. So with my tumble, I forget the effect where it is on my sheet.
Flat-footed till the end of your next turn.
Okay, yes, thank you. I still didn't find it, but yes, that sounds right. And then with that, so that was 2, and so then I believe I should have my panache now.
Yes, you do have your panache.
And then I'm going to use a finisher. I'm gonna try, where's my effects? With my rapier, I'm gonna use the. He's already flat-footed. I guess I'll use the confident finisher.
Nice, that is
Or,
a good combo.
Okay. Why isn't it? Okay, that's.
Oh,
Ugh.
no.
Can I want to use a point.
Oh yeah, so what you'll do is you'll right-click the 14, and there should be an option
Okay.
that says reroll using a hero point.
29. Or
Uh,
22. I was reading the wrong thing.
Oh.
22.
No worries, that will be enough to hit. So go ahead and
Okay.
give me your confident finisher damage, which should be pretty nice damage.
19 damage.
Okay, you notice that it, your character's like, wow, it sure seemed like he only took 14 damage. Even though you don't necessarily know what 14 damage would mean, you, the player, know that he is also resistant to piercing. After the 2 strides in the strike, that is your turn. You currently do not have panache. We go to Eidor, and it loses its dazzled condition, but will be flat-footed for a while, regardless of the flank.
You know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna power attack this bitch.
You'll love to see it.
This guy just swipes like 3 times at Eidor.
You got two hands on your weapon?
Yeah, I got 2 hands on my weapon. Eidor's
Nice.
like, Eidor's little like, oh man, that he gave after the demoralized attempt turns to like, hey, now wait a minute. Now you're the one. You know what? I could kick your ass anytime, dead or alive.
Love it.
Roll that 15.
Oh, very nice. That's going to be a critical hit with your power attack.
All right, let's do this.
Oh my god! What an insane roll. As it is going to take 47 of that damage.
2 from Max.
And you have bloodied it, so go ahead and give me a little flavor on that as you connect with the skeleton to kind of lead you into that. It seems as though getting this thing in flanking, it's very quick to move forward, but it's a little bit slow when it's surrounded. It's kind of like a giant Ant-Man in Civil War, where he moves very slowly for really no reason when he's surrounded on multiple sides. But going off of that, your crit power attack, if you please.
Eidor kind of, he almost winds up almost like a baseball bat. And usually, he knows that usually this isn't a good idea because then your opponent can get in a hit. But he kind of detects how slowly this thing is moving, and so it allows him to wind up a lot more. And he just swings forward and he fucking like cleaves 2 ribs clean off of it.
Love that.
Ocean.
Right, and you have 1 action left.
You know what? We're just gonna. I'll just make. It probably won't crit at all, but we'll make a strike at multi-attack penalty -10, I believe.
Yes, that is correct.
Probably won't hit. Probably won't crit. But why not? Why not give it a try?
My man, you hit him again.
Ooh.
Okay, and that's just gonna be. I got an unchecked power attack here, and so we will. That's gonna be 2d8. Or no, wait. Actually, that should be 2d12.
You're
Wait.
right. The power attack
Are you
should have been a
two-handing
D12
this
as
whole
well.
Oh boy.
That's probably a better roll than most D12 rolls.
I would agree.
Yeah, I'd keep the power
Yeah.
attack, but
Yeah, this one I'll allow you to re-roll if you want, but I mean that power attack roll, an 8, 6, and an 8, even on D12s, I'd happily take that roll personally. So it's
That's a pretty good anyway. I will because I only rolled a 4 on those on both of those D8s. So I'll re-roll this attack here.
Sure.
I'm not sure the bastard sword go to its 2-hand mode.
if you
Never
like
done that
click
before.
on
Oh,
Yeah.
I found it out. I just opened it and I clicked the.
Oh, nice.
property.
Use weapon two-handed. Perfect.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
if you don't want me to feel like, I'm nerfing your power attack, if you want to re-roll that crit damage, you can, but then I would make you take the second result.
Mm,
You're
Nah.
slightly above average, just as far as
Yeah,
like
very slightly.
statistically.
it's fine. It was still pretty impressive, and it's still something that I could have rolled on the D12 anyway. So I guess that's just an extra 8, I guess. Because I did re-roll the just the normal attack that I
Yes, yeah, no problem. I just didn't want you to feel like I was forcing you to take that lesser result when you did
Oh, no,
nail like a
I-
3d12 attack. So that'll be an additional 11 damage from the second attack, as this thing is badly injured. You've now like severed the non-hook wrist, and it's kind of limply hanging at the monster's side here, as it is now its turn. It is flat-footed through this turn. It really does not like being where it's at, but it certainly wants to lay down the hurt on Eidor immediately, as soon as possible. So it's going to strike out at you with its hook. And you have no shields. You're currently running at 22 armor class. That will hit. So it will do 18 piercing damage to you. After that, it is then going to swing around to Whale and try and whip its elbow out at you. Trying to...
Hey, Captain, I said give us the weapon. I didn't quite mean like that.
oh, he's giving you the weapon, all right. Nope, multiple attack penalty. What am I doing? There we go. Your armor class is also 22. That makes it easy for me. And it will miss you with the claw. With its last action, then, it's going to actually step away from the dude who just critted it. And that is its turn as we go to Mir.
Alright, seeing that ice and lightning aren't the most effective options, I'll try bludgeoning damage.
Oh, hell yeah. Spout of water, love that. Manifesting from thin air as it'll try to do reflex to dodge around it. And it
Spray
will
that water in its face.
succeed, taking half damage, 5. It does take all 5, notably. No resistance to bludgeoning.
Alright. And I'll throw a spear at it because it's slightly better damage than the ice thing.
Nice.
Targeting! Wait,
I forgot to target this entire session. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no worries. It's honestly just like if you want to do it, you can. It's really,
Huh. It won't work.
Oh, that's okay then. That is going to be a hit with your spear.
Yay. But no damage.
0 damage as your spear kind of clanks off of the armor it's wearing and does return right to you, Red-Eye Rill. Well, it doesn't return to Red-Eye. You know what I mean.
You know what you mean. Guys, I think I figured out what the clue on my map meant. We're not supposed to use piercing or slashing damage.
Well, I don't exactly have
That's
any
all
other
I can
weapon.
We probably
do.
should have taken those weapons anyway.
Fun fact, everybody has access to a bludgeoning weapon. It's called the fist.
Yeah. Anyway, Red-Eye Rill is no coward. He will step right up to Captain Captain. Or actually, no, he won't do that. I take that back. He will stride right next to our swashbuckler friend, which triggers your goblin scuttle if you want to take it. Make it a little easier for the fighter to get back into flanking. Maybe.
You have to end your turn there.
And your move action. Not your turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, move action, and then you get a 5-foot step as a result of that.
Okay, then yeah, I'll step. I thought it was turn.
Or alternatively,
I don't know how to do
if
that.
both stay here, then the fighter can move right across from us and be flanking with both of us. It's up to you.
Oh yeah, she
Saying
can't
it does trigger
move
if you
on
want
her-
it.
on somebody else's turn. You'd have to move her yourself.
Oh
too.
yeah, that's no problem. Then if you want to do that step, just let me know and I'll drag you there.
Yeah, I think I do want to move up one.
Cool.
Gives more options.
Goblin Scuttle going right there.
And then Red-Eye will strike with the rapier. Or no, what am I thinking? He will try to intimidate Captain, my captain. Bet you don't like having your bones separated from your bony body.
He certainly does not.
Come on, I clicked the thing. There we go.
He says to
Oh,
you,
18.
the word bony is not intimidating enough. That is a failure.
Fair enough. How about a sword then? And he will strike
Oh no!
and not hit.
Nope, yeah, that is going to be a miss. Alright, 15 as it stands is a miss. We will move to Whale.
Okay. My turn. I would like to... Is it still flat-footed?
Yes, through the end of your turn it is flat-footed from the effect you put on it, but it is not currently
Okay.
flat-footed due to flanking.
Okay. I would like to... Let me see. No, that won't work.
Always tumble right there, and then you'll be flanking with me.
Like here?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Okay. I would like to tumble there.
Nice.
Okay, attempting to tumble.
Very good.
30.
Tumble's a success.
Okay, so I have my panache, and it is flat-footed again with my tumbling stuff, and I will try to strike him.
Oh, for tumble behind it is your next attack. That is my bad.
Yeah. But I will try.
Nice. That will definitely hit. Go ahead and give me that sweet panache damage.
Damage. Oh, it didn't. Dang it.
And it will
That's
take...
okay.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. We need the other 3d6.
No, I'm
on there.
gonna try to hit it again, so I'll use it the next time.
Regular attack then finish.
Oh, regular attack then? I gotcha.
Yeah.
Then in that case, it'll take 6 damage from that first hit.
Okay, I'll try to hit it again. Okay. 19?
19 is going to miss, unfortunately. As we head over to... it is then obviously no longer flanked because I ruled that... Or no longer flat-footed because I was ruling that incorrectly. We go to Eidor.
Okay. So stepping is 5 feet, right? Or
Stepping
or
is,
can it
yeah,
be
5 feet, unless you have a feat that demands otherwise.
Okay.
Always just walk around there.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna use an action to stride and come up. I think it's lagging a little bit, but I'm gonna use an action to stride and get like right there. Hopefully, wherever it will move me. There we go. Okay. And then I am going to just use my last 2 actions to again just power attack this son of a bitch.
Hell yes.
And so I believe that he is flat-footed to me now because I've moved in the flanking position with Rill.
Yes, that is true.
Okay. Okay. Come on. Oh, it's lagging. Roll the dice, please.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Oh, man.
Oh, there it goes.
You're gonna have to tell me what it went to.
You got a 19, which is a miss. Without any hero points, that power attack will stand as a miss, and we move to round 4, the giant pirate skeleton's turn. To add... very true. Do I want... How many have I given? 3?
You just
I've
gave
got-
an extra one to Whale, so it might be 4.
No, I think I was counting that one, because I've given one to Whale, I've given one to Eidor, and I've given one to Mir. Oh boy. What do we think, party? Do we want to give him a hero point? A pity hero point?
I mean,
But he might kill it.
it's up to you. We're doing well enough, I think. So.
I'd say you guys are actually really killing this fight. And actually, to rub salt in the wound, Eidor's attack after the power attack last turn, due to the misruling I made about Tumble Behind, actually would have missed. So I'm going to give this guy 11 more HP, which is what the damage from your attack did. But I think you guys can handle it. You'll be fine. Okay, that having been done, it is now the pirate skeleton's turn. It does not like being surrounded, so it's going to turn to you, Red-Eye Rill, and it's going to say, "Bony might not be an intimidating word, but I'll show you an intimidating hook!" And it's going to attempt a demoralized check against your will DC of 23, and it is going to critically succeed. Now that it's not dazzled, it will get you frightened 2. Let me pop that on.
Come on,
for
Phil.
you.
Good. Oh, come on, come on.
Oh, whoops, sorry. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, that having been done, it is going to swing the hook directly at you at your new armor class of 20. And it will hit.
Shit.
And gouge you for 22 piercing damage.
Piercing damage, you say?
Oh, yes.
Ha ha ha, Captain, you see you made a fatal mistake. Once you see the eyes of red, don't you know you're already dead? I'll cast Blood Vendetta.
Oh, yes! I forgot you had that. Oh, my God. Okie dokie. Then in that case, what am I doing? A will save? Cool.
Will
Love that.
save.
Question is, do skeletons bleed?
Assuming it's still the same as the basic skeleton, they never gave it an immunity to bleeding.
Persistent bleed damage. Immunities. Nope. Looks like it can bleed. This one, at least, can bleed. Then in that case, we will do a will save against your frightened DC of 19, and it will fail.
Yep.
So it has
See it.
weakness 1 to piercing and slashing, which will counteract its resistance a little bit. And it will take that persistent bleed damage. So let me drag over the failure effect here.
Oh, this thing is absolutely gonna die in like the.
Oh,
death
this
round,
thing
I
is
think.
going to bite the dust. It does have 1 action left, though, so it is going to swing out with its claw at Whale. Or no, it's a smart boy. It's going to try and get Eidor down. If it can manage that. So this is against your AC of 22. It will hit you. And its claw will slash you for 16. Making you badly injured. Let me see, I think I have the macro set up to do persistent damage automatically. Let's see if it happens. No, it did not, so I'm just going to do it manually really quickly. So it's 2d6. It will take 9 bleed, and then I'm going to have it do the flat check to see if it passes, and it does not get rid of the bleed. Terrific, sorry about that. So now it is Mir's turn.
Okay. Alright. Sorry, Red-Eye. Trying to blow this guy away. Don't die. Alright.
Oh no.
I'm gonna cast Crashing Wave.
Oh no. He's frightened.
The area is this.
Oh my
boy.
lord, that is awesome.
What do we got? What do we got? Oh no.
Oh crap.
That's not a crit fail.
Red-Eye Rill.
Yeah.
Oh, that absolutely kills it.
Shit, I'll heal
That puts
next
you
turn.
near death.
Frog
Okay,
is still standing.
as far as the pirate skeleton, it actually also failed. And that is
Yes.
bludgeoning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it takes all 23 damage. Both the pirate skeleton and Red-Eye are near death. What does this immense spell look like coming from the hands of our sea witch?
Mir just stomps down in a very weird, kind of twisty way, and water sprays out from the ground all over both of them.
Love that. Just absolutely destroying them, like getting power washed directly to the face. And you moved as well, right?
Yeah,
Gotcha. So we go to Red-Eye Rill's turn.
or else it would have been everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rill,
We're
get
gonna
him.
do a slight-
Let me take all the glory, and that's fine too.
I think we're gonna do a slight retcon on what Red-Eye Rill said. Instead, it'll be, once you see the eyes of red, don't you know you're already... Take the mouthful of water.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But he, nevertheless, bound and determined, is going to demoralize... Oh, no, he can't. He's immune, isn't he?
Yeah, you've already done it once to him.
That's okay. We got something almost as good as demoralize. Heal
Nice.
on it.
Oh, okay, okay.
So only
all
a
right.
fortitude save.
So you do that. It is going to make a fortitude save because it indeed can be damaged by this. This is against your spell DC of 21. It will succeed and take half.
All right. So this, hopefully, there we go.
Okay, it will
Now
take
that's a warrior.
4 positive
Almost
damage.
dead and using your heal spells to kill people.
Truly nothing like it, as positive energy surges through it, and you can see its jaw begin to sag as this thing is on the verge of collapsing, and you have 2 actions left.
Oh, come on, get down! And I'm gonna strike with the rapier.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That will hit.
All right, let's see
Fuck.
it.
Get his ass, Rill.
Come on.
That will do 3 damage due to his
nope.
resistance.
He's got a
so
weakness.
close.
Just
Oh, you're right. It'll do 4 damage, so let me do an
probably
additional
not gonna
1.
matter. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Nope, he is
Well-
still alive with 1 action left from Rill. As you heal it, you take a mad slice at its rib cage.
Please tell me you got him, right, guys? As he's gonna battle medicine himself real quick.
Got it,
I mean-
friend.
If Whale doesn't get it, then I think I might be able to. He's really agile for a big guy.
My turn.
Alrighty, we have Whale up next.
Whale will tumble.
Oh, beautiful. Tumbling right up those stairs.
Oh. Do I need to do something extra for that?
Oh, no, that's okay. I was just adding some
Oh,
flavor
okay.
to it. It's a pretty low set of stairs. Your tumble, as it stands
They're
now,
OSHA
will
compliant,
fail.
Or ADA compliant. What? It fails?
That current result of 23 is a failed tumble.
Oh my goodness.
However, you do have a hero point left, but using it on a tumble feels a little silly. Although, that's up to you. Panache might be a good thing to get.
Yeah, man, go for it.
I think I do want to try again. I want my pin. Oh, I did worse.
Oh, no. So, sadly, you waste that action, and you are stuck in your original starting spot with 2 actions left.
Okay. God damn it. I failed a tumble.
You've got the thing where you can grab to get panache too, right? Or is it just tripping?
I can grapple to get panache. Can I grapple?
But
no,
it is
but
2
he's more
sizes
than one
larger.
size large than me.
Yeah, she's too small to grab it.
So right now my only
you're
option
right.
for panache
Yeah,
is
they're small.
tumbling. You know what?
No map on tumble.
Yeah, I think I'll try to tumble again. God damn it.
Oh, no. Alright, 1 action left, and you are stuck where you are currently.
Alright, I'm gonna try to hit.
If you do hit, I'm pretty sure you kill it.
A 3 on the die is not enough. That misses. As your tumble through is thwarted by this thing slumping over from Rill's repeated attacks. You simply cannot get past it. As we hope for Eidor to put an end to it before it gets another turn.
I
You let
cannot
the
believe
fighter
that
get the last
turn.
hit. God damn it.
All right. You know what? Do a power. We're just gonna make a regular strike. Will also leave me open to try and make another attack at -5. So it's a greater chance to hit. I feel like.
A good idea.
So, okay. Strike plus 15. Come on, big money, big money, big money. God damn.
Similarly devoid of a hero point, you miss your first attack.
God damn. This is stressful.
Attack number 2 similarly misses as you can sense blood in the water, but you can't land a hit on this guy.
Okay, God. he should be flat-footed. Does that do anything?
Flat-footed to both attacks does not convert that into a hit, no.
Alright, unfortunate. Okay, well, just gonna roll with our +5, I guess.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, a trio of misses, as now this bad boy, having not been finished off, is going to get another turn. At the end of his turn, though, he does have bleed. Keep that in mind. The bleed will maybe come in clutch for you. Okay.
He's too fast.
It is going to attempt to take out the two injured folks, Eidor and Red-Eye. It is going to start with Eidor, trying to swing its hook towards you, attempting to... you overextended yourself, so it is trying to pierce you straight in the midsection. And he rolled a natural 20. My only one of the night. As you take a whopping 48 damage and collapse on the ground. I'm going to move your initiative to above his, and then you will also gain the dying 1 condition.
Nice.
It says, things are finally turning in my direction. As it turns then to face Red-Eye Rill with multiple attack penalty, it will try and swipe at you with its claw. You are frightened 1, so your armor class is 21.
Blessing shine on me now.
Eidor just says,
your own blood dripping from its hook as it reveals it. It does scratch up Red-Eye Rill for a regular hit that will do 19 damage, similarly dropping you to the ground. As we'll make that a... I don't know why it does that. Okay, we will make that a 38 as well. We will similarly make you... Oh, nice. Thank you much. I appreciate it. It is then going to use its last action to, under triple multiple attack... Or no, it wants to step away from one of the remaining fighters here, so it is going to step up the stairs. And on its ending of its turn, it's going to take bleed, which, as anticlimactic as it may be,
don't die,
the bleed kills it.
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Alright, well, on my next turn, I'm going to do a 3-action heal. Because that would have been cool.
That would have been dope, to heal them and kill him at the same time. Yeah, it had 2 health left.
Yeah.
fucking god.
Terrific. So that
succeeded.
is... That is 8 for you two.
Oh.
Alrighty.
It's dead. And it's bleeding. I feel like that should not be physically possible.
Well,
look at those ribs you cut off. There's still marrow in there.
I was able to stab the wave, so...
And he coughs up a little bit of blood at the end of that sentence.
yeah, you guys definitely got nailed at the end there, but are slowly coming conscious again as your foe collapses to the ground wordlessly. Its bones finally allowed to rest now that you have bested it. Your old captain shrieks his approval through Kahlo, who swoops to a secret door sliding open in the wall. And then he says,
Excellent work, my friends. Your deeds are now complete. Follow me to obtain your reward.
And Kahlo dives through the secret passage and down the stairs.
Oh, shit, I accidentally exited out of the foundry.
Oh, whoopsie.
Should we just go ahead? Do we need to rest for a second?
I wouldn't mind catching my breath, personally.
Okay. Let's take a breather.
What happened to you guys?
Got a bit too close to a very sharp hook. Cool. So I think Ward Medic should help here, seeing as we're in a similar situation. Whale and Mir were just very good at not getting hit.
Being far away.
Yeah, that certainly helps. I believe we have Eidor logging back into the foundry.
Yeah, as
Okay.
soon as the loads. Or actually, I can probably just do it in my history real quick. There we go.
I believe Eidor was also, yeah, you are no longer dying.
What was that guy, if you don't mind me asking? Level 7 or 8?
He was a level 8 creature.
Really did have kind of a low AC for level 8 then, didn't he?
He did have a low AC for level 8. I have no problem, now that the battle is obviously concluded, telling you that he has a passive debuff called Easily Distracted, that when he is flat-footed from flanking specifically, it's -4 instead of -2.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Oh,
that's fun.
that's why it was so.
His
fishy.
base AC is quite high, but if you flank him, he goes down pretty easily.
Interesting.
Huh. Okay. Can somebody remove these death things from me? Things that
Yeah,
I can't
I've got you at wounded. I don't have you at dying anymore. But as soon as obviously
The treat wounds.
the treat
cures it,
wounds
so,
will remove that.
Yeah, I'll do it to myself. And then I'll do it to myself, and I'll just do just the regular DC 15 2d8.
Nice.
Just with what is it? Assurance.
Smart. So that'll be 15 to you both with Ward Medic. You both are still pretty bad off. You obviously almost died, but you're slowly patching yourselves up.
I've caught my breath. Let's go get that treasure.
All right.
Terrific. So Captain Renlock's trusty clockwork parrot leads you deep underground, and then down a long, meandering passage. After almost an hour of walking, you reach a dimly lit chamber. Thin shafts of light peek out from behind a curtain that hangs on the opposite wall. In the center of the chamber is a massive wooden chest, its lid open. You approach the chest to find that it only contains a handful of old, corroded copper coins and a few silver pieces. Kahlo lands on top of the chest, and the voice of Captain Renlock emerges from the bird one last time.
My friends, you truly were the finest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with, and I am sorry that the promised treasure was a ruse. I hope you will forgive me, but I turned it over to the Andorran captain in exchange for his promise to be lenient on all of you. That treasure bought your freedom, and I can't think of a finer purchase.
The bird grows silent for a moment before leaping off the chest to perch atop the molding drapery on the far side of the chamber, and the voice continues.
But fear not, my friends, because an old pirate like me always has one more secret, and this one is for you.
With that, the parrot tugs at the curtain, which falls away to reveal a short passage that leads to a secret cove hidden on the far side of the island. There, sitting above the waves in a dry dock, is a glorious sailing sloop in near perfect condition. The parrot continues.
I had a few enchantments cast to make sure it was ready for you when the time was right. The ship is yours. Take it and see the world that I never did.
And on that note, we will conclude this adventure. Thank you, everybody, for playing Sundered Waves with me. Hopefully everybody had a fun time tonight. And the
thanks.
last thing that I'd like to give you is, this is something I usually do for my home games. This is entirely optional. But you should see a little sign now that says review link. I have a little Google form, literally takes like 2 minutes. If you want to just help me out, maybe leave some comments on what you liked, what you didn't like, I would greatly appreciate it. But otherwise, Nice meeting all of you, and happy gaming together. I definitely had a great time.
Yeah,
I've
me
got
too.
some stuff that
Link, I see it. Cool.
I got some
Yeah,
stuff
no,
that I
it's
like.
fun.
I need to write, but once I'm done with that, I will make sure to check out this link.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for running it.
Yeah,
Super
most
fun.
definitely, guys.
Thanks y'all for being patient.
Oh, no
No
problem at all.
Yeah,
If you guys don't mind just making sure you get your characters dropped in chat, I'd love to I try to keep people I've played with as NPCs I can throw into games. If you
Oh,
guys
that is
don't mind
awesome.
doing that, I'm gonna
Yeah,
start trying
sure,
to do
I
that
can-
more often.
That is
Yeah,
a
I think I
terrific idea.
posted it to the chat earlier today.
Yeah, I think we have Whale and Eidor, their builds in the chat, at least. Those are the two I remember being already in there. You may have to dig through, but...
Mine's probably there somewhere, but I'll just repost it.
Heck
Cool.
yeah.
Fun playing with you guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Always
This
an
was a fun
honor.
group.
It's always an honor to be immortalized as an NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I
very
mean-
true.
Pirate games are
This
never
is-
gonna go out of style, so
my first time playing a fighter in Pathfinder, and I definitely love it.
Yeah,
The
it is
fucking-
not a boring
Oh,
class
oh.
at all.
There was one more thing that I wanted to do at the very end, and that was just roll that critical like power attack damage to see what it would have been.
Oh, let's do
if
it
I
right
chose-
now. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, so slightly less.
48, kind of about the same.
So the bleed wouldn't have killed it then.
Damn it! It screwed me.
Yeah.
I just can't believe I rolled so low all 3 times on that one. Well, I guess the first one was okay, but that was my saddest turn.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was...
if it makes you feel better, the pepper in the eyes on that first turn like completely made up for it.